Welcome back to the channel. This is Trinity Storm, and you are watching third and final part of What If Naruto Becomes New Kyubi after defeating Orochimaru. If you enjoyed this video, please like, share, and subscribe to the channel. Now, wasting no more time, let's start the story.
Iwa. Nin had taken Hinata away, and Naruto had only known about it for 2 minutes. He finally got to the place where she was helping the villagers to run away up the mountain. He went outside and saw several academy sensei calling Hinata and the kids' names. The boy Naruto yelled, "Iruka! Sensei!" It was Iruka who yelled, "Naruto, we can't find Hinata, her sister, or the Konoha corpses. The kids are back with Oba. Chan, they came and told us they were attacked before they could get inside. Iwa. Nins have taken Hinata hostage. Naruto told us." She asked, "They've done what?" He said, "I'm going after her." She told the boy, "But it could be a trap." Arrow. Senin already told me, but they probably took her to get to me, and if it's a fight they want, then it's a fight they'll get. Naruto said, angry. She asked, "How are you going to find her?" "I'm not in my Kyubi form for show. I have better senses when I'm in this form. So it's better for tracking." Naruto said with a smile. "Naruto, you've really grown," Iruka told him as she led the others back inside. Naruto said, "Yes, I have to if I want to be the Hokage and keep the village safe. I'll see you after we win." He then ran in the direction he smelled Hinata. "Now I need to sneak up on them and count how many are watching over Hinata. Chan. Then I'll know what to do." Ran through Naruto's mind. Lord Naruto. Naruto heard and saw several foxes come up next to him. Naruto asked, "What are you guys doing here?" "Gatsukusen sent us to help with the battle. We know where they are and how many, Lord." A single fox stated. "Okay, good, lead me there and on our way tell me what you know." Naruto said that. Naruto then followed the pack of foxes through the forest until they came to a clearing where they had set up camp. The foxes stayed near the forest's edge so as not to wake up the ninjas. Naruto knew where he needed to go. Going back. They have a camp set up not too far from here. It's in a rather large clearing. I'd say maybe 50 altogether. The leader tent is in the middle, that's where they have my lady. As far as we can tell, they have 4 ninjas guarding her at all times. They change shifts every 5 hours, but my lady is never left alone at any time. They know she's your fiancé, Lord, and have been trying to get information on you from her, but have not hurt her too badly, just roughened her up a bit." A big fox told Naruto. What Naruto said was calm, but you could tell he was really angry inside. "It's okay, she can handle it. She's been through worse and been able to pull through. But they'll regret laying one finger on her. Listen, I want the pack to stay in the woods. It'll look suspicious if a bunch of foxes come into the camp at the same time. I can move faster than you guys too, so they won't even see me." Naruto informed them. The foxes replied, "Yes, sir." End of flashback. Naruto was running quickly through the camp to get to the tent in the middle where his fiancée was sleeping. He was almost at the tent when he saw a pretty big Junin walk in. He heard someone say, "Everyone leave." The guards then left the tent where Hinata was staying. One last time. "Missy, are you going to tell us about the Yondaime's son, or are we going to have to try to force you?" The man's voice could be heard outside the tent. Naruto was getting more and more angry. That man will not make it to tomorrow if he tries to touch Hinata. Chan. Naruto believed. "I won't tell you anything about anyone in my village, you monster. I protect what is precious to me. That's my ninja way," Hinata said to the man. After her answer, the man growled and raised his hand to hit the girl in the face. When she stopped, he did. He yelled, "You will not touch Hinata." Chan. The Junin asked, "What? Who are you? How did you get into the camp without telling anyone?" "I can't help it, your ninjas suck at telling when someone has infiltrated your camp," Naruto stated. He checked on Hinata to see if she was okay. Before he got to her, they had hit her in the face several times. The Junin's hand had made her face red. "Good job, isn't it?" The Junin said, "But I guess they sent a child to do a man's job." What a lovely woman. I wish her fiancé was here to see this. They didn't send anyone, though. I came by myself. He said this while letting out more of the anger he had been holding back. "You hurt my fiancé, and now you're going to regret that. You are the Yondane's brat. We were sent here to kill you. The Junin was shocked. For starters, the person they were looking for was very young, and for someone his age, he was giving off a lot of chakra right now. Yes. My name is Uzumaki Naruto, and I'm the son of the Yondaime and the heir to the Seigan family. I'm also the new 9. Tailed Demon Lord Kyubi and this camp's worst nightmare, Naruto said with anger. Then he let out a powerful chakra blast that tore through the tent and sent the tarp flying into the air. The man he was still holding looked like he was about to pee his pants. Naruto then whistled, and the foxes that were staying on the edges of the forest came in. Get Hinata-chan and get away from her right now. Naruto spoke up. They looked at her, nodded, and chewed on the ropes that were holding her down. She then climbed on the back of the bigger fox and rode him out of the camp. Naruto-kun, please stay safe, Hinata said as she rode out of camp with the fox cubs. Because of all the noise, Naruto was able to call all of the Iwa and Auto ninjas in the camp to himself. He then let the scared leader go and stood there waiting for the first attack. Who are you? Ninjas can't have that much chakra, that's not possible. Junin screamed. Naruto waved his 9 tails behind him and said, I already told you I'm the Kyubi. Can't you tell just by looking at me? Naruto started to stretch while standing in the middle of the group because he was tired of waiting. I don't have all day, you know. Let's get this over with if you want to kill me. If not, I'm going to find my pack and fiancé, Naruto said as he moved to the side of the group that was surrounding him. You really should leave this place, right? The Junin said, there are 50 of us and one of you. Since you're from Iwa, you should have seen my dad, the Yellow Flash, at work. Naruto said to the man, take a look at this man. He's not the only one who can do that jutsu. The Junin turned pale when Naruto said that. Oh, I see. You understand what I mean. So, could we please start this? Naruto said, I need to deal with the Tsuchikaze and Dairushimimaru. Someone from the Iwa clan stepped forward with a kunai and said, you'll be dead before they get here. The man then fell to the ground dead from a kunai to the stomach. Everyone turned pale because of how fast the boy was moving. They didn't even see him move. Next to move were a group of Auto ninjas. It's your fault that you killed Orochimaru. Sama. Someone yelled. Rasengan. When a huge Rasengan flew at them and swallowed the Auto ninjas, Naruto screamed. The ninjas fell back into the tree and died there. Ninjas in the camp tried to kill Naruto one by one or in groups, but he would either disappear on them, use a Chunin level jutsu, or stay still. Everyone who tried to kill him died or was hurt so badly they couldn't move. Their leader was now the only one left, watching from the back to see how good the boy was. It was a calm Junin who said, you know I'm not really impressed, kid. Naruto smiled at him and said, you could have fooled me earlier by saying you were about to pee your pants because of my chakra level. Yeah, well, you can't stay at that level forever, and you either hurt or killed my men. You don't have too much left, the Junin said with a smile. Oh. What do you think? He said, you'll have to come over here and see. Thanks a lot. The man ran up to Naruto and said, besides body flicker and Rasengan, the only jutsu you really have going for you are those two. All of your other jutsu are at the Chunin level. Not really, Naruto said as he watched the man get closer. I saved my best jutsu for you. Yeah, I'll believe that one. He said. Naruto said, you should. I don't like it when people hurt my friends, and it's even worse when they hurt my family. He then sent out another chakra. The running Junin was pushed back by this burst. However, your chakras should be gone now. Surprise. Said the Junin. My name is Kyubi, as I told you. Hi. Q. Bye. The Demon Lord with the most power. Naruto said, I hope you're ready, and you better not blink. I have almost unlimited chakra, and you're about to experience the full power of a demonic jutsu. Kid, don't fuck around with me. The Junin yelled as they stepped forward, I have more experience than you. Naruto yelled, Kisun no hi taifun. Each of Naruto's tails split apart, and a fire was lit on each tip. Then, they all came together to form a huge stream of fire at the very top. The Junin gasped when he saw what he saw. What the hell is that? Junin said. The fire rushed toward the man and surrounded him. There was no way for him to get out of the fire that was on all sides and even above him. I am leaving now. I hope the tan you get is nice. You shouldn't have any trouble with the temperature. He said, where you're going, it'll be much hotter, and he walked back into the woods. Once Naruto got into the woods, he didn't have to look far to find Hinata or the pack of fox. Naruto, kid. It was Hinata who yelled and ran over to him. He told her, let me take a look at you. Hinata tried to hide her bruise by moving her face so Naruto couldn't see it. No, I don't want you to see me like this. I'm all beat up. You look beautiful as ever. He said, stop moving now so I can check. He was finally going to be able to keep her head still long enough to look at the bruise on her face. His hand, which was now glowing with chakra, he used to heal the wound. That's better now, isn't it? As good as new, Naruto told her with a smile. She rubbed her face and saw that it didn't hurt anymore. She smiled at him and hugged him. Hinata whispered in his ear, I knew you'd come for me. I can't be without you ever. Naruto said, that's why I won't leave your side from now on. What about the fight? She asked Hinata. Now you just need to help us and show the Iwagakure and Otto why they took the wrong girl. Do you promise? Naruto said with a smile. As Hinata nodded her head, she said, yes. I do have a question for you, Naruto. Hinata said in a low voice. What is that? Naruto said as he walked toward the foxes. What did you do to those ninjas at that camp? What did Hinata ask? He didn't think she'd ask him about it, so the question stopped him in his tracks. Hinata. Chan, I did what I needed to do. Most of them are gone now, but a few were badly hurt and won't last much longer, Naruto said in a sad voice. Hinata walked up to the boy and gave him a hug. She knew it was hard for him to do that, but they had taken her hostage and were going to attack the village from a place they didn't know was alive. I get it, Naruto. Kun. It's okay, you had to do it, Hinata said to comfort her. He was mad at himself and said, yeah, but I could have still left them alive. They would have tried to attack Konoha even if they were hurt. There they were, and we had no idea. Some of the bad guys are now out of the way of Naruto. Kun. Let's go back to the village and help our friends, Hinata told him as she let go of him. He smiled at her as he looked at her over his shoulder. Alright, are you ready to ride, Hinata? Naruto asked as he changed into his Kyubi form. When Hinata saw that Naruto Kun had forgotten to take off his jacket, she said, your jacket. Not a problem. It's fine, hasn't given me any trouble yet. Naruto told her with a smile, just sit on it like a saddle. Okay, Hinata said as she climbed on top of Naruto. Naruto told the other foxes, let's go, and they all began to walk back to Konoha. Back in the village, everyone had been sent to the mountain, including the last few people who were still alive. But no one knew where Naruto was or if he had found Hinata. How long ago was that? Tsunade was scared. 2 hours have passed, and neither of them is back yet, Kakashi said. Inoichi began, you don't think. Do not finish that, Inoichi. Shikaku said as he looked at his friend. It will only be a few minutes, and they'll be back, you'll see, Sume said. Kuromaru agreed with his master and nodded. Cho said, hey, something's coming. His size was the same as the Hokage Tower while he used his Baika no Jutsu. Dad, can you tell me who it is? Choji yelled at his dad. No, but whatever it is there is a lot of them. Cho stated. Shono said, it's them. What do you know about Shino? What did Kiba ask? My dad and I have set up bug in Konoha. Shino told Gen, it's them, and General agreed. Then there was a line of white, gold, and purple, and Hinata was on Naruto's back while he was in his Kyubi form. Hey guys. Do you miss me? That was a joke, Naruto. Do you miss me? He yelled, I'm about to kill you for going off on your own against unknown odds. When Naruto changed into his Hanyu form, he told the foxes behind him, you guys can go now, and thanks for your help. Arrow. Sennin said, I knew what I was getting into. The pack told me. After nodding, the foxes went back to where the other foxes were still standing. Then you got them, right? The Tsunade said. Naruto joked, yes, Oba. Chan, they're all gone. Then report. Tsunade yelled. Before I arrived, the foxes came and told me all the information. A camp of 50 Otto and Iwa ninjas with the leader's tent in the middle of the encampment. That's where they were holding Hinata. Chan, upon arrival I was able to sneak in without anyone seeing me. The Iwa Junin that was in charge was trying to get Hinata-chan to tell them information on me, but she refused. Naruto said, smiling at her. He then proceeded to threaten her and almost hit her again, but I stopped him. While I detained the Junin, I had the foxes come in and get Hinata-chan out of there. I then proceeded to battle the ninjas in the camp, since I kind of blew the Junin's tent into the air with my chakra. She yelled at him, "You did what?" Naruto glared at her and said, Oba-chan, do what my report says or don't comment afterward. She waved her hand, and he went on. Anyways, I got rid of most of the ninjas with a combination of Rasengan, Body Flicker, and Chunin jutsus. It wasn't until I dealt with the Junin leader that I brought out the demonic jutsus, but that's because her deserved it for hurting Hinata-chan. Are you hurting Hinata? I think she looks fine, Sakura asked. She does now. Well, I use a new just called Kitsune no High Typhoon on the Junin and left him there to be finished off by the jutsu. Naruto wrapped up. So you left him there without seeing the jutsu through. He might have gotten out? Kankuro asked. You can't get out of that jutsu. The Kitsune no High Typhoon is a fire jutsu like all of the Kyubi's jutsu. Once activated, it creates a firewall surrounding from all sides, including to and bottom. Even if he tried to dig out using a dojutsu, he'd find out that the fire is below him too. He's basically trapped in a taifu of fire and there is no way out. It also decreases in size every 10 seconds. So he'll either die from the heat or from being burned to dead. According to Naruto. Are you okay with this? Asuma asked, shocked by what the boy had just said. No, but I can't have him going back to others and telling them anything that might hurt us. Naruto said that. That's what makes a good Hokage. Knowing what to do even if you don't like what had to be done. Tsunade told the boy. Naruto only gave a nod. Alright, they should be here tomorrow. I'm going to have shifts watch all of Konoha. Naruto, Hinata, I know you two probably want to help, but I think it's best for you two to go home and get some sleep. After what's happened to you two today, I think you need it. Tsunade stated. They gave her a nod and turned around to walk back to the Hyuga compound. They went to their room, Naruto and Hinata. Hinata starts to say, Naruto-kun? He tells her, yeah. You know the Hokage's right about what you did. I was the right thing to do. Hinata said to the boy. He stopped and said, I know it's just. And he saw that his hands were stained with the blood of all the men he had killed today. She walked up to him and put her hands in his, like she knew what he was thinking. Naruto-kun, they aren't dirty with anything. They are still the same, just a little older with wisdom now. Hinata said gently. Naruto smiled at her and nodded. He then led her to their bed, where they fell asleep. The earth started to shake while Naruto and Hinata were still sleeping. Naruto said in his sleep, Hinata-chan. Give me 5 more minutes. I want to finish my ramen. Hinata woke up because Naruto talked to her. The ground started to shake again, and she heard loud footsteps outside their bedroom. When Hinata slid the door open, she saw a group of Hyugas running toward the front door. Hinata was scared and said, oh no, they've started. Then she turned around and saw that Naruto still wasn't awake from all the noise. Hinata yelled at him, Naruto-kun. Get up. As she moved over to put on her ninja clothes. Huh? What? What's going on, Hinata-chan? Naruto asked, but he was still sleepy. Hinata told him, they've begun attacking. That sentence woke the boy up. He then looked out the window and saw that it was still dark. Now that Naruto was getting dressed, he thought, damn it, they could have waited until sunrise. When he asked, Hinata smiled and said, you know, I don't think they really care, Naruto-kun. Yeah. I know, but normally the bad guy have a set of rules and one is to attack at dawn. Not in the middle of the night. Naruto said furiously. She was waiting for him to finish getting dressed. Just as he was about to put on his Rokudame coat, she grabbed it. You are not putting that coat on again and have me sit on it. I'll hold it for you till we get there. Hinata said to the boy. After that, she put the jacket in her backpack, and Naruto agreed with what she said. Okay, let's kick some Iwa and Auto butt, Naruto said as he changed into KY. Then Hinata jumped on his back, and the two of them left the room through the hallway with the rest of the Hyuga. Once they were outside, Naruto began jumping from roof to roof until he reached the gates. He jumped over the gates and saw what was making the shaking happen. Dairushimimaru! Naruto yelled in a rage. From afar, Naruto could see the two tailed lords smiling while the Tsuchikaze on his head was also smiling. Naruto dropped Hinata off at the place where the Chunin 9 and Suna Sibs were. Don't hold back on them, Hinata-chan. I think you should use your new jutsu to surprise them, Naruto told Gaara as he ran to help her. Hinata yelled at her fiancé, who was now gone, right, and be careful. Where Dairushimimaru was standing, Gaara had a wall of sand between him and the Tsuchikaze to keep them back. Gaara thought to himself, Naruto better get here soon. He yelled, you called. It's about damn time, I've been holding them off for 10 minutes now with my sand wall. Gaara said with rage. He told him, yeah, well, no one came and got us. We don't need to come and get you. I would think the earthquakes would be indication enough. Gaara cried out. There were earthquakes? Naruto asked in shock. Gaara yelled, oh my god, you slept through them, didn't you? I don't know, Naruto told Gaara with a smile. Another one has joined the fight. I might finally get a challenge, Dairushimimaru said. He yelled at him, yeah, it looks like you're about to get your two tails kicked, pup. He asked, don't you dare call me pup, you ingrate. Do you have any idea whoiam? Yes, you are also a demon lord, Naruto said in a calm voice. Although Dairushimimaru smiled, yes, but I don't know why you are so calm, human. You and the other one are about to be killed. Naruto pointed to Gaara and then himself and said, 1. We won't die because we're both stronger than you. 2. We're not exactly what you call normal humans. And 3. While this one is human, I'm a demon. Ha ha ha, very funny kid, there are no demon lord in the human realm, well unless you count the two that are sealed. Tsuchikaze said now. Naruto smiled at the two and said, hi, were you a vessel? Nice to meet you. Well, technically you're one vessel and a demon lord, but who's counting? What? The Tsuchikaze yelled. Oh, and by the way, I'm going to deal with you personally, Tsuchikaze, your ninjas kidnapped my fiancé too. Naruto said, mad now. The Tsuchikaze now smiled at the boy below him and said, what? You're the Yondaime's son? Oh, Kami has let me kill you quickly and then get out of this annoying village. He told him, if you think it's going to be that easy, you're sadly mistaken. The man asked, oh, and why is that? But his face turned pale when he saw what Naruto did next. In his Kyubi form, Naruto said, because I'm the son of the Yondaime and the new Kyubi, and you see the other one with me, you won't like him either. He grew to the same size as Dairushimimaru. He then looked down at Gaara. Naruto spoke to him, so what are you waiting for? Are you going to let him out or not? Hey, I had to deal with them for 10 minutes. You can wait 2 minutes so I can do this, Gaara yelled, Shukaku Henkai. After that, a ball of sand formed around Gaara. Naruto did nothing but stand there and wait for the enemies in front of him to attack. I'm getting bored of this. I'll end this quickly, I don't care who you are. Dairushimimaru stated, K's no ha. The attack the wolf made was a jutsu that turned the wind into blades that flew through the air and hit Naruto all over. In the face of the attack, Naruto did nothing but stand there. Each time they hit him, the wounds would heal before the next one. Oh, that's too bad. I thought you'd be more of a challenge, Naruto said. More of a challenge? I'll show you more of a challenge. Dairushimimaru yelled. The ground began to shake around Naruto, and then big strands of earth rose up and stuck to his Kyubi body, stopping him from moving. The Dosakubaku no Jutsu is a binding jutsu you won't be able to get out no matter how hard you try. Now that you're trapped, I can do my best jutsus on you and not worry about you fighting back. Dairushimimaru said with an evil grin. Naruto yelled at him, you're a coward. Like I care. Dairushimimaru told the Kyubi. Boy again. Gansekitorneedo. The ground began to rise up around Naruto and quickly went around him in a circle. After that, the big rocks kept hitting the boy all over his body, but Naruto couldn't defend himself because he was tied down and there was so much ground around them. Naruto yelled, damn itgaara, Shukaku, hurry up. As Gaara and the Shukaku came together inside the sandball, they became one being. When they were done, they would both share the Shukaku's body, but they wouldn't merge like Naruto and Kyubi did. Gaara just laughed when they heard Naruto say something bad. That's what he gets for being 10 minutes late. Gaara believed to himself. Naruto was still being hit on the outside by the rocks. I think I'll end your suffering now, kid. You're not even worthy to be the new Kyubi. Orochimaru told him, Dosapaiku. The ground started to shake again in front of Naruto, and then it erupted, sending up many huge spikes. Oh shit. I have to get out of this now or I'm Kyubi kebabs. Naruto stated. Naruto began to struggle to free himself from the earth ropes that were holding him. Some of them broke under the force of his chakra, but he still had a number on him. He said, this is bad. As the spike got closer. The Tsuchikaze smiled meanly at the child who was about to be stabbed and said, goodbye, brat. Then the sound of tsunami came over. The ground was lifted off of Naruto and his friends by a huge amount of sand. He turned around and saw the Shukaku standing behind him. I told him, it took you long enough, Gaara. Now will you get me out of these dull earth ropes? The Shukaku smiled and said, I don't know, I think you should stay there a while longer. Naruto asked, Gaara? He was scared that the Shukaku had taken over and didn't care about the deal he and Gaara had made months before. Going back. Damn it, these Akatsuki are tougher than I thought. Gaara stated. Shukaku said, hey cub. Huh? Is that you, Shukaku? Gaara asked. And Shukaku replied, no, you've finally lost it. Yes, it's me. Gaara said, I thought Akatsuki took you away from me. No, the Bakas took that crazy Suna monk. I'm still here but really pissed off at Akatsuki for trying to kill you. Shukaku said that. Gaara asked, so what do you want? Shukaku said, I want to make a deal with you. Gaara asked, a deal? What kind of deal? I'll let you be normal like the Kyubi vessel if you let me out during battles. Effective immediately. That way I can repay these bastards for trying to kill my cub. Shukaku said to Gaara. First off, when did I become your cub, and second, are you insane? If I let you out you'll destroy everything in sight. Gaara told him. You're my cub because I'm sealed inside you and you'll still be in control when I'm out, so I won't be able to do any damage unless you okay it first. On top of that you'll be able to sleep now and not worry about me taking over. Shukaku informed the boy. Gaara needed to think about this. It looked like a good deal, but he wasn't sure. But even with Naruto's help, he was having trouble holding back the Akatsuki at the moment, so he made up his mind. Okay, it's a deal, but you try anything fishy you're going back inside, understand? Gaara said to the demon. Shukaku told him, loud and clear, cub. End the flashback. The Shukaku began to laugh. He then walked past Naruto to look at the two people in front of him. Shukaku looked back at Naruto and said, you know, I don't see why you're having so much trouble with them. They should be dead by now, and you and I both know it. Naruto said, so you knew all along. You know I hate you. When he stood up, the earth ropes broke like they were nothing. The other person replied, but how? You shouldn't be able to get out of my Dosakuboku. Listen to. Tails, the kid was just playing with you. He could have broken out of there anytime he wanted to. He was just trying to waste time for the cub and I to transform, and now that that's done we can really start to play. Shukaku stated. He then stomped on the Shukaku's tail. Kit Kat, you're asking for it. Shukaku yelled back at him. Naruto was angry that the only chakra he could feel was the Shukaku. Where's Gaara? He asked. The cub's inside me, he's still awake and knows everything I do, and he's okay. We have become one, but not in the way you and Kyubi did. Shukaku made clear. Naruto replied, okay, ready to play? Been waiting for a month now. Ever since I found out. I just hope you took my advice and can control your chakra now. Shukaku told Naruto. What Naruto said with a smile, you'll be surprised at what I can do, Tanuki. Shukaku smiled and said, I'll just have to watch and see. So let's get this going already. The two demons then turned to face the two people in front of them. It would be too mild to say that Orochimaru and the Tsuchikaze were not scared. That would not work if they had to deal with both of them at the same time. He told Tsuchikaze, Oi, I think it's time to let him out. Whom should be let out? Naruto asked. Oh, you'll see. Something that will definitely end the Yondaime's life. Tsuchikaze smiled at him. The Tsuchikaze then jumped off of Orochimaru's head and began a string of seals. A few miles behind Naruto and Gaara, the Chunin 9 and the Sun siblings were fighting the Otto and Iwa ninjas who had gotten ahead of their leaders. Tamari screamed, "Kirakiri mai." The ones in front of her were cut in half by the sickle-shaped weasel that moved through them. Tamari told her brother, "That's 15 more Konkaru." They had planned to play a game and see who could kill the most enemy ninjas before the fight. Now it was a race, and both of them were trying to win. Konkaru yelled at her, "Shut up. That only counts as one. That wasn't the goal of that jumpsuit in the first place." When they got back to Suna, Konkaru had rebuilt Karasu, Sanshao, and Karuari. At the moment, he had Karasu kill the people in front of him with his blade arms. "I don't see how you're any different, little brother. You're just killing them with one puppet." Tamari replied back to him. Konkaru said, "You want me to get the others out? I can." The enemy ninjas turned pale when he said that. So far, anyone who tried to get close to the siblings was killed by wind attacks or his puppet named Karasu. But they were in a lot of trouble if they had more planned. "You know I don't really care what you guys do. Just kill these guys so they don't get any closer to Konoha," Kiba said to the two. Kiba and Akamaru were turning into the two-headed wolf at the moment. Kiba and Akamaru yelled, "Ukami Gatsuuga." In a huge silver tornado, the two of them charged at the ninjas in front of them. When they were done, the ninjas were either badly hurt or passed out on the ground. Even though everyone was doing fine with the ninjas they had, some were still getting past the group. The ninjas who got through the first line were stopped by Guy's team and Hinata in the back. Neji and Hinata were no longer able to use chakra because they had blocked most of their tenketsu points. Lee and Tenten would then take over and kill them. After a while, a large group of ninjas charged at them. Tenten said, "There are too many of them." The ninjas were running toward Lee and his friends. Lee told her, "It doesn't matter the number ten, we will protect our village." Hinata yelled, "Get out of my way, everyone." While the others moved, Hinata stood still and waited for the enemy ninjas to get closer. This auto ninja said, "Look, they all ran off and left a weak one to defend the area." "I am not weak," Hinata yelled when she heard the man say, "Tamari. Get everyone out of here." These things caught the attention of all the Konoha Chunin and Suna Sib. Tamari asked, "But what about you?" She told her, "It's okay, just use your Megami no Iki now." But, Hinata Sama, Neji began to argue, but when Hinata looked at him, he knew what to say next. The Konoha ninjas and Suna Sibs were in the air watching Hinata to see what she was going to do when Tamari said, "Everyone gather around." Hinata yelled at the approaching ninjas, "You will regret coming back here, OTO. IWA, you will regret trying to hurt this village and my Naruto Kun." The lead auto nin yelled, "She's alone, attack." She yelled, "Seiyu Kaden Mizu Tora no Jutsu." There was a huge ball of water around Hinata that was as tall as the trees. As the water moved forward, a flood of tigers came rushing toward the enemy ninjas. This time, there was only one huge tiger that came out of Hinata's Kaden. People in the back who saw what was happening began to turn around and run back to where the Tsuchikaze was, but a very large Chunin blocked their way. Ino yelled at Shoji, "Get up here." The boy told the girl, "Shikamaru needs some more time in a minute." While this was going on, Shikamaru was using his Kagemon jutsu with the others on the air platform. Tamari yelled at him, "Damn it, Shika. Kun, do you have it yet? Choji's about to get hurt." The eager girl was told by Shikamaru, "One more second." Shikamaru yelled at the boy, "Okay, it's done. Choji, get up here." Not long before he got too small, Choji jumped and grabbed Ino's hand. She lifted him up on the air they were all floating on. Then the water tigers slammed into the ninjas who were bound, knocking them out or drowning them all. Tamari began to ease off, then fell back to the ground, and moved to where Hinata was last seen. I yelled, "Hinata. Sama. Neji." The other person yelled, "Hinata." "Yeah?" Hinata asked, trying to catch her breath. She told her, "You're fine." Hinata now asked, "Sure, why wouldn't I be?" Sasuke said, "Well, that jutsu and all." He said, "Oh, that wasn't even full power." Everyone looked at her. I screamed, "Not full power. You were holding back." Yes, I have to keep some chakra in case I need to summon the kitsunes," Hinata stated. "Hinata, how much chakra do you have now?" Tamari asked the girl in a shocked voice. As Hinata turned on her Byakugan to check for enemy ninjas in the trees, she said, I don't know. I've been practicing with my father and Tsunade Sama, and when Naruto Kun was free, we'd spar too. Though I'd always get tired after 4 hours. 20. One said, oh, so you'd spar and stop every hour. Hinata turned off her Byakugan and looked back at the group. Oh no, she said. We'd spar for 4 hours. Everyone was shocked. Konkaru said, no way. You could not do that. Well, we built up the spar little by little and just keep going until I got too tired or Naruto thought that was enough for the day. Hinata clarified, Temari, you should take the others back to Konoha and get the other to come back here and contain the unconscious ninjas. Sakura, Sasuke, and I are going to head to where Naruto Kun and Gaara Kun, or I think they'll need our help. Temari, when you get there find Asuma Sensei and bring him as close as you can. Neji asked him, Hinata Sama, what's wrong? I saw the Tsuchikaze doing something while I was looking for enemy spies that were hiding. I think they'll need our help, Hinata said as she and Sasuke left. Just get Asuma Sensei here as fast as possible, Temari. After that, the three of them ran to help their friends. Konkaru said, remind me never to make her mad at me. All the boys, even Neji, agreed with him. Temari said, okay, so let's get moving too, and she used her Megami no Iki again. Tsunade and the other Konoha ninjas were waiting for the enemy ninjas to show up at the village gate. To say the least, they were shocked when Temari and the other person flew in. The Tsunade asked, what are you guys doing back? We took care of the ninjas and came back here to get Asuma and some help with the unconscious enemy ninjas. Temari stated. What do you mean you finished off the ninjas? There had to be over 100 of them. Inoichi asked. Well, we got rid of most of them, but then a large group tried to get through the second line we had. Hinata took care of them. Kiba now said. Hayashi asked, how did she take care of them? She used her Seizu Kaden Mizu Jutsu and pretty much drowned or knocked unconscious the enemy ninjas that were left. Neji said now. He now said, that jutsu can't do that much damage. I can if you train with Naruto for 4 hours straight, Shikamaru said. Tsunade was shocked and asked, she did what? Yeah, she told us you and her father taught her, and when Naruto was free she'd practice with him till she got tired. She said she can go about 4 hours without having a break. Tenten said now. Naruto has created a human version of himself. I swear I'm going to kill him for working that poor girl to the bone. Tsunade said now. The boy Choji said, I think it was Hinata's idea. Chose asked, what makes you think that, son? Well, she said Naruto would sometime call it a day. I'd think if Naruto hadn't have said anything to her she'd go until she was depleted of chakra. Choji now clarified. Okay, so where is she now and where is Sasuke and Sakura too? Jiraiya sought out. They're heading towards where Naruto and Gaara are. Hinata said the Tsuchikaze was doing some kind of hand seals and she thought they might need help, so they went off and told us to come back here. Konkaru said that. Yeah, and she told me to get Asuma to take him to where they are now. Temari said. She must think they're going to need the summonses of Konoha. Tsunade stated. I don't know, but I'll like to head out with Asuma if that's alright with you, Hokage. Temari stated. Yes, Asuma, get going. I don't know what's going on, but Hinata is normally right about this sort of stuff. Tsunade stated. Asuma said, alright. Then he went over to Temari, who waved her fan. They were then put on an air platform and taken to the other side. The Hokage yelled at Temari, Temari, find out what's going on if you can. They both left. She only waved back to show that she heard her. Then Tsunade turned around to face the 2 Konoha ninjas and 1 Suna ninja. Alright, let's head out and get the unconscious and injured before they wake up. Tsunade told the group, Jiraiya, find Ibiki and have him meet me once we return. Jiraiya told her, right. That was it, the ninjas ran out to the now soaked battlefield. When Gaara and Naruto went back to where they were, they still didn't know what the Tsuchikaze was up to. They were sure it couldn't be good, though. Kit, I know you think the human is not important, but something's off with him. He doesn't feel right. Shukaku said to Naruto. I know, I just can put my finger on why he feel familiar to me. Naruto told me. He's like Naruto and I, Shukaku. The king told the demon. Cub, what are you being silly? Now Shukaku asked him. I can feel that he's also a vessel. Gaara talked about. Shukaku yelled, he's a what? The Tsuchikaze asked, so one of you finally got it? Two demons looked down at the person. Now confused, Naruto asked, figure what out? What's going on Shukaku? Shukaku now said, the cub said he's like him and how you used to be. Toshin asked, he's also a vessel. For whom? Dairushimimaru smiled and said, if you must know Jishi. So what, that's still only 6 tails. How's that going to beat 10? Naruto stated. Dairushimimaru said, actually I'm more like 8 tails. He screamed, no, you can't be 8 tails. You're the 2-tailed demon lord. He can kit if his family has had 3 Ukami before him. Shukaku clarified, you heard how the Ukami lords get their power and each time it grow by 2. Naruto now said, this is bad. It's worse that you're dead where you are, the Tsuchikaze said in a deeper voice. Because my shell has broken, I can do whatever I want. What did Naruto ask? Shell? He's now in charge, it's Jishi, Shukaku said. Then stone began to surround the Tsuchikaze's body. In an instant, 4-tailed lion appeared next to Dairushimimaru and smiled. It's so good to be out. Jishi stated, and look I have prey to kill. Naruto now replied, pray more like you're the prey. Don't get cocky kid, he's stronger than you think and with Dairushimimaru we're going to have problems. Shukaku said now. So what do you think? Naruto asked. Not to play games, go all out starting right now. Shukaku yelled as the 2 demons in front of them charged at him and Naruto. After the demons split them up, Dairushimimaru fought Shukaku and Jishi fought Naruto. I'm going to get rid of you once and for all Tanuki. You have always been a thorn in my family's side. Dairushimimaru stated. I don't know what you're talking about, but if it's about us taking in the Tora clan then you were crazy. They came to us for asylum because your grandfather tried to kill them all off. He thought it was fun to hunt them, even if they hadn't done anything wrong. That's why your family is screwed up, Shukaku said now. Why you? Dairushimimaru yelled and charged at Shukaku. Shukaku was able to avoid the frontal attack, but he forgot about the 2 tails. He was closed. Lined to the ground after being hit by the tails. Damn it, I forgot about his stupid tails, Shukaku said. Don't forget about his tails please. Gaara asked him now. Cub, I don't want to bring us down. Teeth and claws are more important than tails. He heard Shukaku say it. I see your point. Gaara replied. Outside, the wolf was attacking, and the Shukaku was dodging them. It didn't help that the wolf could turn quickly and move faster than him. Shit, I have to figure out a way to make him stop moving. Shukaku stated. The Dairushimimaru said, Dosapaiku. Oh no you don't. Tsunami. Shukaku yelled as sand rose up and covered the area so the spikes couldn't hit him. That's pretty good, Tanuki, but you can't run away from this attack, Dairushimimaru said. The earth ropes then came out again and began to hook onto the Shukaku. Sunabuhyu, is that all you've got? Shukaku asked. That made the sand on the ground move, and it was now flying through the air, making it impossible for Dairushimimaru to see his opponent. I know how that attack works Ukami. You have to have line of sight for the rope to attack to their target. If you can't see the target the ropes can grab on. Shukaku laughed at him. Dairushimimaru growled, Tanuki, that's not the only thing I can do. Well, I'm waiting. If you can find me, Shukaku joked. The Dairushimimaru screamed, Ganseki Torneedo. The rocks sped forward, but Dairushimimaru wasn't sure if they had hit their mark. He wasn't sure they didn't come together until some of the rocks flew back at him. You know what Ukami, I think you need to cool down for a little bit and watch the Kit and Shishi fight. Shukaku stated, Ayan Suna. Dairushimimaru saw that the sand below him was getting smoother. It became less stormy, but he couldn't get out of it after seeing what had happened. He was up to his neck in quicksand. But when he tried to get out, he got stuck and couldn't go any further down. Dairushimimaru screamed, let me out of that dull sandbox. You insult me, that's a great attack, not a sandbox. I think we should keep an eye on each other for a while, Shukaku said with a smile as he looked at the wolf that was trapped. But Dairushimimaru only gave him an angry look and kept digging himself out of the sand. Naruto and Jishi were beginning to fight in front of them. I'm going to love killing you, Kit. The shell has let me have all my powers and told me not to hold back. Jishi said happy. Now Naruto said, great be about my luck. When Jishi jumped at Naruto, he let out a loud roar. But Naruto was able to avoid the lion by jumping over him. Shoot, this guy has to have a weak spot like Gaara did. There has to be some way of breaking the bond he has on the stones. Naruto stated. Jishi looked up at him when he turned around. Jishi opened his mouth and said, Shishimoozyyuuga. What came out was a roar that was so loud that it hurt Naruto's fox ears and made him feel terrible pain. The attack he was planning to use was stopped by the roar. The lion laughed at the boy's pain. Hurts, don't it? It's a good attack to use on one as yourself since your ears are so sensitive. Jishi said, smiling. While encouraging him, Naruto said, yeah, it was good, but I know you can do better. You want more? Jishi inquired. You're an amusing one, kid, I'll give you that. Naruto smiled and said, yeah, I hear that a lot. Jishi yelled, Shippo-muchi, as his four tails moved toward Naruto and hit him. The tails were cutting the boy's body, which made blood come out. Damn it, I have to stop this attack. Let's see which one to use. Naruto stated, Kyubi Noryuusei. The boy then opened his mouth, and a bunch of pretty big fireballs came flying out. Jishi jumped out of the way of the attack and stopped it before it could hit Naruto. That worked. I'm no longer being beaten to death, Naruto said with joy. On the battlefield below, Hinata, Sasuke, and Sakura had just arrived as demons. They saw Naruto in his Kyubi form fighting a stone lion. The two-tailed wolf was stuck in what they thought was quicksand in front of them as the Shukaku watched the fight. Sasuke asked, what's going on? She said, I don't know, Sasuke-kun. Moving toward the big sand tanuki, Hinata said, I'll ask Gaara. Gaara. As soon as the Shukaku heard his container's name, he looked down. He was shocked to see the kit's mate standing next to him. Shukaku asked with a smirk, Gaara's not in right now. Can I take a message? It was Hinata who asked, Shukaku. The girl looked worried, but Shukaku smiled and said, yes, my child. Gaara's inside right now and can't talk to you, but don't worry, I won't bite. Oh, what's going on? She asked. Girls are brave. She treats me like I'm not there. Shukaku believed. Since her fiancé is the Kyubi, you don't seem strange to her. Gaara informed him. Well, the Kit and Jishi are fighting. I was fighting with the Ukami, but wanted to watch the Kit in action. Shukaku said that. She then asked, where did Jishi come from? Oh, he was sealed inside the Tsuchikaze like Gaara had me and Naruto had Kyubi. Shukaku said that. He was what? The three people below Shukaku yelled. Yeah, and he's let Jishi out and have full control, as long as he deals with the Kit, so I'm just sitting back and enjoying the fight for now. Shukaku stated. Sasuke asked, shouldn't we help? Nope, not right now. It's between those two, if we get in it we'll either get hurt or killed. Shukaku stated, best to just wait it out until the Kit needs us. So the four of them and the wolf that was still struggling kept watching the fight. Very clever, Kit. You stopped my tails, but can you stop what you can't see? Jishi spoke up. Naruto's answer was, huh? At that point, the lion began to circle Naruto. Each time it did so, it moved faster. It wasn't long before Naruto could only see gray in the lion's red eyes. Jishi yelled, Kuru Tsume. Around Naruto, thousands of paws came forward and began cutting him all over. If the tails were hurt, this would have been hell. Naruto thought the wounds would heal quickly, but they took longer than expected. Naruto tried to fight back all the time, but all he did was attack the air. That attack on him wasn't even funny to Jishi. You'll never be able to attack me, Kit, and if you do, you'll be too hurt to move, Jishi said, proud of his work. Shukaku, should we help now? Naruto. Kun seems to be getting hurt pretty badly. Hinata said anxiously. Shukaku pointed to the Kit and said, no, I think he has something looks. Naruto showed a smirk. How come he didn't think of the attack before? Naruto yelled, guard yourself and those around you, Shukaku. Oh shit. He's going to do that one. Shukaku stated, Suna no Kagami Kabuseru. The group was surrounded by a wall of sand that rose up in front of them and all around them. Shukaku had even added Dairushimimaru to the shield. They could still see the fight outside in front of them. Sasuke asked Shukaku, "What did you do?" "It's an advanced shield of sand. We can also see out and the outside can see in, but we can't get out unless I lower it and the outside can't get in but only watch." Shukaku made clear. She asked, "What is Naruto Kun going to do?" "An attack that attacks from all around. The only problem is if the attack doesn't hit the target it'll keep going until it does hit something." Shukaku said, "Just watch." Naruto was outside the shield. He was curled up in a ball and looked like he was asleep. "Ha, given up already? You just going to lay there and let me cut you up into little pieces?" Jishi stated. "No, not at all," Naruto replied. "Kitsune no oegawa ya." After that, fire broke out around Naruto's body. He then turned his hair very sharply up. The boy's fur then began to fly off and go everywhere, even above him. Now that Jishi knew what he was doing, he screamed, "Oh shit." Even though the lion tried to find safety, it didn't help. If the attack hit a tree close by, the lion would be thrown back by the blast of his fur hitting the tree. Jishi asked, "What am I going to do?" It was at this point that Orochimaru got about halfway out of the quicksand without knowing about the Shukaku. He and the people around him were too focused on the fight in front of them to notice him. "Oh, I see. I'll leave this place, help Jishi, and kill this Kyubi for good. After that, I'll take his place as head demon lord." Orochimaru had an idea. He dug his way out of the Shukaku's sand shield once he was out of the quicksand and went to help Jishi. "Orochimaru, how did he get out?" Shukaku asked in shock. "Kit the Ukami is out." Naruto quickly halted his attack in time to avoid a set of very sharp teeth. "Okay, this is bad. Shukaku, I thought you had him." Naruto yelled. Shukaku told him, "I did it, he got out of my quicksand." Even though Shukaku was letting go of the sand shield, it was taking a while to break down completely because of all the sand. He asked Kitsune, "Now it's 2 against 1. What are you going to do?" He and Jishi were moving around the fox that was trapped at the moment. Naruto kept an eye on everything they did. In the meantime, Temari had landed a mile away from the battle after what she thought were long, burning strands of fur flew past her and blew up when they hit trees. Temari told Asuma, "This is as close as I can get." Asuma told the girl, "Thanks, it's close, I can run." He then ran off to the battlegrounds, while Temari went back to the flooded battlefield to tell the Hokage what had happened. She knew they needed help carrying all the ninjas who were out of it. Going back to the wet battlefield, Tsunade and the other ninjas were gathering the hurt and unconscious to go back to Konoha. "Alright, Neji, use your Byakugan and make sure we haven't left any of the living behind," Tsunade said to the boy. Neji used his Byakugan and said, "Right. That's all of them, Hokage." "Sama." Shikaku said, "This is very strange." "What's that strange, Shikaku?" Inoichi asked. "All the survivors are Iwa. Nins all the auto. Nins are dead," Shikaku stated. Hayashi asked, "So you see too?" "Yeah. I wonder if your daughter was able to get rid of the auto. Nins and keep the Iwa. Nins alive." Shikaku was curious. "No, even though she has great chakra control I don't think she'd be able to do that," Hayashi stated. Nazi said, "He's right." Tsunade asked, "So do you know why, Neji?" "No, I couldn't see too well. You might want to ask Shikamaru or Temari though. They had the best view of what happened when we were in the air," Neji stated. Tsunade said, "Okay Shikamaru, Temari, can you come here?" At that moment, Shikamaru and Temari put down their work and went to talk to Tsunade. Temari asked, "You called?" "Yes, did either one of you see what happened when Hinata's jutsu struck? We're finding it strange that all the Iwa Nins are still alive, but the auto Nins are all dead. According to Tsunade. I'm not sure Hokage. Sama. I was occupied with keeping the Megami no Ikki up. I think Shika Kun might have had a better view. He did use the Kagemon jutsu on some of the ninjas," Temari stated. Hikaru looked at Tsunade and said, "Well? First off, I'm not your Shika Kun. Secondly, even though this is Mendoku's, yeah, I saw what happened. I think Iwa used the auto as their first line, so we killed all of them with our first and second line. The ninjas left charged at Hinata when she used her Seizu Kaden Mizu Tora jutsu, while the Iwa Nins stayed in the back. When they saw what she was doing they tried to run away, but Choji and I stopped them from getting any farther. When the jutsu hit them it just pretty much knocked them out. Shikamaru made it clear. Cho said, that's why. Tsunade said, well that explains it. Hokage Sama, we have the last group of ninjas ready to take back to Konoha. Aoba said that. Good. Alright everyone let's head home and wait for the other. Tsunade told us. After that, everyone went back to Konoha, but Naruto was already in a lot of trouble. Shukaku was trying to lower the sand shield as quickly as possible without hurting Gaara or Naruto's friends while Naruto watched the two enemies. Shukaku yelled, hold on Kit, I'm coming. When he was finally able to get out of the shield. When he spoke, his enemies turned to face Shukaku, who was now running toward them. Oh no you don't. This one will die by us and without any help from the likes of you one. Tails. Dairushimimaru said that. Jishi agreed with him and said, right. After that, the two demons went to the Shukaku. The Naruto said, oh no, this is bad. Both of them yelled, Shishi MoozyuugamgansekitoRneedo. Shukaku couldn't get away from the attacks because they were coming at him full speed. Shukaku told his ship, Cub, hold on, this is going to hurt. Okay, then. Gaara informed him. They were his by the two attacks at the same time. After being thrown up, Shukaku began to fall to the ground. I yelled, Gaara. Shukaku. At the two of them. Gaara was knocked out and thrown through the air by the attack. Cub. Shukaku yelled as the sand that was making him began to break apart. Give me a little more time. That's when Shukaku's tail made of sand caught Gaara in the air and threw him to the ground. Then Shukaku vanished completely into the sand. Gaara. Gaara. Kun. Sasuke, Sakura and Hinata yelled as they ran over to their friends who had died. When Sakura checked him out, she saw that he had only been knocked out. Sakura told the two, he's fine. He was just knocked out. When Naruto heard this, he was glad that his friend was okay but angry that the demons had attacked two at once. Naruto growled at the two demons coming back at him, damn you that was unfair. Like we care. It got rid of the pesky Tanuki and now is just us against you. Jishi stated. Naruto looked at his friends and said, I'm not alone. People? They can't do anything. They're just bugs that get in the way, Dairushimimaru joked. The two demons thought they were people, so Naruto yelled, they are not insects. They're my friends, which I'm sure you two don't know anything about. You're just as bad as them living with them and loving one. Jishi said that. That was the last thing I could take. Naruto was really mad at this point. You asked for it. Naruto yelled. Enough with the BS. His tail spread out, and a big circle appeared on the tip of each one. It was funny when Dairushimimaru said, ooh, I'm scared of some more fireballs. What are those things? They're not fireballs, Naruto said with a smirk. When the fireballs got to their full size, Naruto's 9 tails were holding one. The balls went from being blood red to sky blue to purple, but the flames always stayed red. Then he began to throw them at the two demons. When the wolf hit Dairushimimaru, it was thrown back a few feet and had to get up while shaking. Jishi still smiled as he looked at the fox in front of him. He was hit next, but it didn't hurt him much because his body was made of rock. Jishi asked, so you think it's funny? You should ask your ship what that attack was. I'm sure he'll know, Naruto said with a smirk. My shell is nothing, just a piece of meat that was fortunate enough to be able to have me put inside of him. Jishi stated. He said, TS's, your funeral. After that, he fired another ball of fire at the two demons. Before Asuma got there, Naruto was already in Kyubi form, fighting two other demons. He yelled, Asuma. Sensei. After that, he went to see the 3 Chunin to find out what was going on. Alright, tell me what's happened and why the cage is unconscious. Asuma asked. Naruto and Shukaku were battling Dairushimimaru, the Ukami demons, and Jishi, the Shishi demon, whose vessel also happened to be the Tsuchikaze. Shukaku was about to help Naruto, but the two attacked him at once, knocking Gaara Kun unconscious, and then Naruto got mad about something they said, and that's what's going on now. As Hinata said. Right. Seems like we might need all the summons after all. Asuma said that. He then turned around and watched the fight while waiting for Naruto to tell him what to do. Asuma finally saw the fireballs that were still in Naruto's tails as she watched the fight. He finally knew what they were, and his eyes got really big. He said, "Oh my god, he knows how to make those." Asuma let his cigarette hang out of his mouth. The girl asked, "What? What is this attack?" "I don't know, but some of it looks like an attack the Yondaime used." Asuma stated. As Hinata laid Gaara down on the ground, she said, "The attack is called Zigoki no Misiru." It was then that she got up and said, "Naruto. Kun made the attack up from one of Kyubi and the Yondaime's attacks." Says Sasuke, "He told you about it." "Yes, he's used it before. During practice he showed me how it works." Hinata stated. "It's one of the Rasengan's attacks, right?" Asuma asked. "Why yes, how did you know?" Hinata asked, shocked that the man must have known. "The balls look like Rasengan, but they are different colors and much, much larger." Asuma stated, but for him to be able to have that many at one time. The four heard, "Ah," and turned to see what was going on. Naruto seemed to be the one who screamed while he was trying to send another Rasengan bullet. Jishi started attacking him again with his Shippo Muchi, and Dairushimaru began firing a bunch of K's kunai at him. This made him lose focus and let go of the fireballs he still had. He was lying on his side on the ground at the moment. "Naruto. Kun." Hinata yelled as she walked toward her dead fiancé, but Sasuke caught her before she could get too close. "Say no, Hinata. You'll hurt yourself, and he wouldn't want that. We need you to be okay so we can help him." Sasuke told the girl who was crying because she could see wounds all over his body. Sakura and Hinata were both too sick to look at Naruto's body any longer. He had cuts all over his body and large chunks of skin were missing. He was also bleeding a lot. His healing skills are truly amazing. Without them, he would be in a lot of trouble. Naruto was finally able to get back up. He looked around and saw that all of the summoners were together. So the kid decides to take another pounding. "If I were you, I would have stayed down and let us destroy this pathetic village," Jishi stated. Naruto yelled, "I'll never give up or let you hurt my village." Naruto changed back into his Hanyu form when there was a loud pop. He then ran over to where the other two were. Dairushimaru said, "That's sad. He's scared and thinks he can get away from us." Naruto. Kun. Hinata yelled as her fiancé got close enough to touch her. Naruto had a lot of cuts all over him. Some of them were still bleeding, but they were healing quickly. Naruto smiled at her and said, "I'm fine, Hinata. Chan. They're just small cuts, nothing to worry about." Hinata was still scared about all the punishments he had been given. Sasuke asked, "So what are we going to do, dope?" Naruto smiled and said, "Don't call me dope. I think it's time to call in reinforcements." She said, "Well, we're ready." Kage Bunshin no Jutsu was Naruto's answer to "good." Right away, a Bunshin of Naruto showed up next to him, and Naruto looked at it. It was Naruto who told the clone, "You know what to do." Naruto then changed back into Kyubi form and began to get bigger until he was the same size as Dairushimaru and Jishi. "Oh, so the coward comes back?" Jishi asked. He smiled and said, "I'm not a coward, but you'll see that humans are not as weak as you think they are." Ahead of the group, he looked back and shrugged. They adjusted the actions and began. The five yelled, "Kuchio no Jutsu." Naruto stood behind the Kyubi with Asuma and Enma, Naruto Bunshin and Gamabunta, Sakura and Katsuyu, Sasuke and Manda, and Hinata had called up both Gatsukuzan and Taki and had one foot on the back of each fox. What a sight. The two demons in front of Naruto now knew things were going to go wrong. Gamabunta looked up at the person on his head and said, "You're not Gaki." The Bunshin said, "Sorry boss, the real me is busy right now. I'm just a Bunshin." Gamabunta now said, "Well, that's pretty interesting. What's going on?" Manda asked in a sour tone. "A fight, and you must help, or face Naruto's anger," Sasuke told the snake. Yeah, Manda said. Katsuyu said to her summoner, "Hello, Sakura. San. Hey Katsuyu. Are you ready?" She asked Sakura. Katsuyu said, "Whenever you are." The caller said, "About time I was called." Asuma told Enma, "Sorry, we had to wait for Naruto." The Enma said, "No problem." Gatsukuzen said, "Hello, my lady." Taki told her, "It's good to see you out of harm. It's great that you care about me. But I need your help both," Hinata said. "We're ready to help you and the Lord Naruto anytime we are needed," Gatsukuzen stated. While that was going on, Naruto talked to the two demons in front of him. "I will give you one more chance," Naruto said. "Leave now and never bother a human again, or you'll have to pay for it. TCH, we're not leaving until this village is in splinters on the ground and every last person is a rotting corpse," Dairushimimaru stated. "Okay, you asked for it," Naruto replied. "Guys, let's go." The people behind Naruto all said, "Right." The attack began with Katsuyu and Manda. Katsuyu yelled, "Zeshi Nensan," and shot poison acid out of her mouth. After hitting the two demons, the acid began to eat away at the rocks that were making up Jishi's body and Dairushimimaru's flesh. "Ah!" screamed the two demons in pain. What Manda said next was, "Nebi Kiba Syuriken." Manda's fangs seemed to come loose from his mouth and fly up into the air, where Sasuke caught them and threw them at the two screaming demons. If getting hit with poison acid wasn't bad enough, getting hit with a poison snake fang had to be even worse. "Oh haha!" They both screamed again. "Why do you little bugs think you can beat us?" Jishi yelled in anger. He replied, "Actually, yes we do." Naruto Bunshin said, "Boss, I need some oil." With oil filling his belly, Gamabunta said, "Right." While this was going on, the real Naruto jumped back next to Gamabunta and blew his nose. At the same time, Naruto and Gamabunta used the attacks they had been planning. "Kyubi no Haibuki," the copy of Naruto said. There was no way for the two demons to avoid the huge spiral of fire coming at them. They didn't realize it, but the summons had circled around them while they were being poisoned, making it impossible for them to get away. "Kit, you must be a baka." "Fire doesn't hurt me, I'm made of rock," Jishi said, despite being covered in flames and oil. Naruto smiled and said, "Oh, I know that. Sakura now." She said, "Doku Gasu." She and Katsuyu both let out big purple clouds that headed straight for the two demons. But because of the fire, they didn't see the gas until it was too late. When it hit the fire on the two demons, it caused the fire to explode again, which hurt Jishi and made Dairushimimaru scream in pain. "Hey, Hinata." Naruto spoke up. "Right." Hinata replied, "Okay, you two go." The two folks yelled, "Uzumaki Mizu Bakuba." The fire that had been raging 1 second was put out the next by Gatsukusen's strong wind, and his wife sent water at the two demons. When the mist cleared, Jishi was still standing, but Dairushimimaru looked like he had seen better days. The wolf, like all the demon lords, healed quickly, so he was getting better, but slowly. "Ah, those damn bugs," Dairushimimaru said as he struggled to stand up. "I don't understand why you're upset." "They're not that tough," Jishi told him. "Say what you want. You are made of stone. I am flesh and blood, you fucking shishi." Dairushimimaru yelled back at him as he stood up. As soon as they stopped fighting, they saw that Naruto was gone. "Where is the kit?" "A 50-foot tall kinder can't hide here," Jishi said. Then, they heard a rumbling from below. 9 tails came out from under the ground, wrapped around Dairushimimaru, and pulled him down, leaving only his head sticking out. What did Naruto say as he rose from the ground? "Shinjuuzanshuu no jutsu." Then Asuma said, "Enma, Nyoibo." "Right." Enma replied, then changed into a big staff. A voice called, "Nabasu," came from Asuma, and the staff spread out across the battlefield. Asuma then moved the staff across the field and went toward Jishi. Naruto's surprise attack had left the lion demon stunned because he wasn't ready for it. He tripped and fell hard to the ground. He said, "Doten Yomi no Ma." A huge swamp formed around the fallen Jishi, trapping the lion and making it impossible for it to escape. Naruto then changed into his Hanyu form and began running toward Jishi, who was thrashing around wildly as he tried to get out of the swamp. "Get me out of this nonsense," Jishi asked. Naruto sped straight at the angry lion demon and said, "No chance. Not until I fix you." Naruto saw the opening he was looking for. When the rocks on Jishi fell, they made a hole that let the Tsuchikaze show. As Naruto ran forward, his fingers lit up blue. The Naruto said, "Go go Fuin." The Tsuchikaze and Jishi both screamed in pain at that point. No, not that. Jishi screamed, and the Tsuchikaze's rocks began to fall off. Naruto stood over Tsuchikaze, who was now knocked out. Behind him, Naruto Dairushimaru was trying to get out of the ground but was pretty stuck. Gatsukuzen growled at him, "Not until Lord Naruto deals with you." "I wouldn't move if I were you, Ukami." Dairushimaru growled as he tried to leave. "I'll get out of here and kill your lord and all the others. Then I'll be the only lord left, and you'll all have to follow me." Angry, Naruto said, "I think not." But when he turned around to face the captured wolf demon, he wasn't happy with what Dairushimaru said. His blue slit eyes turned red, and he stopped moving when he saw the Hanyu boy. The boy was filled with a huge desire to kill. "You will not hurt any more lords or any other summoning creatures for that matter." Naruto said that. "Oh? How are you going to get that kit? I need to take care of my own group." "They won't just come to you," Dairushimaru said with a smile. "Actually, most are in Lord Naruto's territory right now because we have offered them sanctuary." Taki told him. "What the heck?" The angry Dairushimaru yelled, "You have no right to do that. I'm allowed to help anyone who needs it. Whether it's here or in the realm of demons." Naruto said, "If they want, I'll put them under my care from now on." "Not unless the other lords agree," Dairushimaru said with a smirk, knowing that the other lords wouldn't agree. A voice said, "That's fine with me." When everyone turned around, Gaara was standing there with a sand shukaku the size of a wolf next to him. "I don't think you're fit to rule anymore, Dairushimaru or anyone else in the Ukami clan. All of you are too unstable," Shukaku said. There was a bright light, and there was a phoenix, a dragon, a turtle, and a tiger standing in front of Naruto. When these four creatures arrived, the Kyubi's servants left the area because they were no longer needed. The phoenix said, "We agree with you, Shukaku and Kyubi." Shukaku said, "Thank you, Suzaku." "What? You four are the heavenly guardians," Naruto said, shocked to see them. "Yes, young one, we are the ones that the old Kyubi told you about. We don't show up here very often," Seryu the dragon said. "We agree with both of you. The Ukami clan is no longer fit to rule. There needs to be a new lord in that area," Byako the tiger said. "That's not allowed. Not all of the lords are here. There needs to be a unanimous vote," Dairushimaru said in protest. "No, you crazy Ukami." Genbu the turtle yelled, "Most of them must agree. We saw what your grandfather did to the Tora clan and what you wanted the Inu clan to do, Dairushimaru. The people who work for you now fear you instead of respecting you. We are taking away your and all Ukami's rights to be lords," Suzaku said. "Pardon me, guardians. Who will take care of his servants if he's no longer a lord?" Hinata asked. "Kyubi will for now, but we'll fix it soon," Byako told the girl with a smile. "May I make an idea?" "What?" Naruto asked. "Yes, Kyubi, of course." Seryu said, "We're open to any ideas. What about the Inu family?" Naruto said, "I know we already have a Tora lord, and now that the Ukami are gone, the Inus would be the next best thing." "Kit, that's a great idea. It is said that Inus are very smart and good at making decisions. They are like the Ukami, but they don't give power from one leader to the next. This way, power corruption won't happen," Shukaku said. "I agree, Kyubi. That sounds great. We are going to talk to the leader of the Inu about it." He said, "Thank you." After that, the four guardians flew away into the sky. Naruto looked at Dairushimaru and said, "Now what do I do with you? We also need to get the Tsuchikaze back to Konoha before he wakes up." Sasuke said that. Naruto changed into his Kyubi form, but this time it was twice as big as usual. "I know, but I think he'll be out for a while," he said. "For now I need to deal with this troublesome Ukami." Naruto walked up to the wolf that was stuck and used all 9 of his tails to pull it out. He then held on to the wolf so that it couldn't get away. This is what Naruto told him. "I know a place where you can't hurt any more animals." Dairushimaru took a big swallow at the huge Kyubi that was holding him up in the air. "I'll be back in an hour. Take the Tsuchikaze and go back to Konoha," Naruto said as he took off in a cloud of flames. Sasuke said, "Okay, let's go." Gaara. "Kun, will you get the Tsuchikaze?" she asked Hinata. Gaara-san then picked up Tsuchikaze, who was out of it, and they went back to Konoha. The two of them had just arrived in Kazakuni Forest, where Naruto was staying. He found a pretty big cave that the demon wolf could fit in. Naruto put the wolf inside the cave and said, "Alright, Ukami, here we are." Dairushimimaru yelled, "Where are we, Kit?" "Out in the middle of Kazakuni." "If you really want to know." Naruto said that. He changed into his Hanyu form and quickly worked his way around the outside of the cave. The angry Dairushimimaru growled and jumped toward the boy, but the boy stopped him and asked, "What is this?" "I call it Kitsune Kanken. I made it up from one of my father's seals and a seal I know Kyubi knew," Naruto stated. Dairushimimaru yelled, "Let me out of here." Naruto told him, "I can't let you out now that the seals are on. Are you going to let me die here?" Dairushimimaru asked in a furious tone. "Nope. Once you calm down, the shield outside the cave will open and let you roam about. You have about a 10-acre area you can move about in any farther and you'll be flung back into this cave and have to wait an hour till you can get out again," Naruto said cheerfully. "Why you?" Dairushimimaru yelled, swiping his paw at the boy though it hit the wall. Naruto said, "Well, now that you're taken care of, I can go home and talk to the Tsuchikaze." He then disappeared in flames again. Already 2 hours had passed since Asuma and Temari left. In Konoha, everyone was watching the Iwa Nins who had woken up and helping those who were hurt. She knew they wouldn't do anything because Tsunade had Ibiki and his interrogators keep an eye on them. "Okay, did anyone see the other?" Tsunade asked. Sume said, "No, not yet. Here they come." Kiba yelled, pointing to the small people who were coming toward them. While everyone ran to make sure they were okay, Naruto wasn't with them. Tsunade asked, "Where is my little brother?" Naruto-kun went to take care of Dairushimimaru. "He left us about an hour ago. Hinata told us. We have the Tsuchikaze. He's unconscious right now, an effect of Naruto using the Gogo Fuin on him." Asuma said that. They yelled, "He used what?" Tsunade turned her head to look at Jiraiya. Now Jiraiya was really sweating. Haha, you see, he wanted to learn some seals and he knew I knew the counter for it, so I taught him all of them," Jiraiya said tensely. "All of them? You taught him all of the seals you know?" "Even that one?" Tsunade stated. "No." She yelled, "I didn't teach him that one. I'm not going to have him die on us like Arashi did." "It doesn't matter, I already know that one," Naruto said as he came out of the flames. "Hello, Naruto." She yelled and ran toward him. He hugged the girl and picked her up. "You did a great job, Hinata-chan," he told her, "even better than what I saw on the Bikuchu expedition." She stepped back and opened her backpack to get Naruto's jacket out. She gave it to him and he put it on. My face turned bright red. "Tell me you know that one," yelled Tsunade and Jiraiya at the same time. "Oh, Oba-chan and Arrow. Senin, please speak up a bit more." Covering his fox ears, Naruto said, "I don't know if Dairushimimaru heard you. I found the Gogo Fuin in one of the Seigan scrolls that Dad wrote. I only looked at it briefly, but the seal isn't that hard to make. Yeah, that's a forbidden seal that you should never use. Hear me out." He was yelled at by Tsunade. Alright, I promise I won't ever use the Gogo Fuin again, unless I go up against another possessed person with a demon inside of them," Naruto stated. "Gaki," they told the two Sannin. The two Sannin looked at him with suspicion, but they knew it didn't help. "Where is the Tsuchikaze? Has he become awake yet?" What did Naruto ask now? "He's not up yet, no. He probably won't be up for a while. Ibiki is keeping an eye on him right now." Tsunade said, "I think you should all tell me what happened and why you had to use the Gogo Fuin on him." "That's right, Oba-chan. Would you rather do this here or at your office?" he asked Naruto. "Get up and come to my office in 30 minutes. I want to check on all of you in the Iwa Nins one last time," Tsunade said. To make sure everyone was okay, Tsunade went and checked on them all. Hinata, Sasuke, Sakura, and Asuma were very tired from calling their animals, but they just needed to rest. Naruto and Gaara were fine. After going around with the Iwa Nins, Tsunade went to her office, where everyone was waiting for her. She only wanted the kids fighting the demons to come, but everyone else wanted to know what happened, so they followed Naruto and the others. In Tsunade's office. Shukaku asked Cub, "Are you sure you're okay?" "One last time, I'm fine." "Will you leave now?" Gaara said. "Oh, the Shukaku feels bad about you. That's really cute, right?" Naruto said to Gaara in a playful way. Gaara gave the boy the "I'll kill you if you say anything else" look. Tsunade asked, "Okay, little brother, tell us what happened." He then told them in detail how he and Gaara had fought Dairushimimaru and Jishi. He said that Dairushimimaru and Jishi had teamed Shukaku and knocked Gaara out, which made Shukaku disappear. Naruto also told them how everyone there had called their animals and they fought, as well as how the battle ended with the Heavenly Guardians deciding that Dairushimimaru or any wolf would no longer be a lord. "So we decided it would be best if the leader of the Inu clan would become the new two-tailed lord, and that's what happened, Oba-chan." Naruto wrapped up. The fight had everyone in the room speechless. They couldn't believe they were still alive. But Tsunade was having a problem. "Where did you put the Dairushimimaru, Naruto?" she asked the kid. "Oh, I took him to the edge of Kazakuni and put him in an old forest." Naku said, "I locked him up in a cave with my Kitsune Kanken." "It was you who put him in Kazakuni. What made you tell us to take care of him?" Kankuro asked. "No one is responsible for him. If he goes more than 10 acres from the cave, he will be thrown back into it and won't be able to get out for an hour." He said, "You guys won't have to worry about him as long as no one moves in that area." "Alright, I'll just have to make sure no villages develop near that forest," Gaara stated. "Naruto, where did you learn how to do the Kitsune Kanken?" she asked Sakura. Naruto was proud to say, "Made it up." "What did you do?" Again, the Sannin yelled. "Yeah, it's a combination of a seal dad created and one Kyubi new, but I made a few tweaks to it for my own pleasure," Naruto said with a smile. "What kind of way?" she asked Shino. "It was thrown back into the cave. Usually, you should just be taken back to it, but I thought that would be too nice for the person I used it on." Naruto said, "I'm sure the Ukami won't try to get out of the 10 acres after that happens to him once." Kakashi said, "He'll always be a prankster." Everyone just nodded when he said it. "Oh, Kakashi Sensei, I have a lot more planned." He was proud to say, "My dad loved making seals, and I think I do too." The boy's teacher only smiled at him. Kakashi thought, he looked so much like his father. The sudden sound of doors flying open cut them off. "Hokage Sama. He is awake," Ibiki said. "Thanks, Ibiki. Please go back down and keep an eye on him for me. We'll be there soon, okay? Everyone should go help out where they think it's needed. Naruto, Hinata, Gaara, Sasuke, Sakura, Asuma, Jiraiya, and Kakashi should come with me," Tsunade said. "Why are Kakashi, Sensei, Jiraiya, Sama, and Tsunade Sama here?" she asked Hinata. "Since Kakashi is friendly with the Tsuchikaze, I want him to be with me when I question him. I don't want the Tsukubi to go off and do something he shouldn't. You all need to understand that I don't want any of you to talk to him." Tsunade told him and mostly looked at Naruto. "I get it, Oba-chan. We can't talk until you say so." Naruto replied, "We're just there to watch. At the beginning yes, though I might need you all to help me sort things out," Tsunade stated. When they were done, everyone left the office and went their separate ways. Tsunade and the others went to the 4th floor of Konoha Hospital, where Ibiki was watching the Tsuchikaze. "You should all wait to go inside until I say it's okay. Come out here first. Right now I don't know how he's feeling," Tsunade told the young Chunin and Kazekage. All of them nodded to show that they understood what she was telling them. She then went inside with the Junin and Sannin to check on the Tsuchikaze. Tsunade said, "Tsuchikaze. Hokage, sir? What's my reason for being in Konoha?" Tsuchikaze inquired. "Why did you attack us, Seryoku-san?" Kakashi demanded. "What are you talking about, Kakashi-san?" Tsuchikaze told. Kakashi then looked at Tsunade with worry in his eyes. Tsunade. "Sama, he doesn't know what he did," Ibiki stated. "What do you mean, Ibiki?" "What did Tsunade ask?" "Yes, that's how long I've been an interrogator. I know when someone is not telling the truth." Ibiki said, "He's telling the truth. He doesn't know they attacked us." After that, "Do you think it's okay for the kids to come in?" Tsunade asked. "It doesn't make sense to me. They should be found with all of us here. But I'd be afraid that Naruto would hurt the Tsuchikaze personally, Ibiki answered. And Tsunade said, oh, he'll behave or no ramen for a year. The door quickly shut and cracked. It's not like we didn't know you were listening, Gaki. You can all come in NOW. Jiraiya stated. The children then came into the room one by one. Naruto and Gaara were the last ones to come in because they wanted to get as far away from the Tsuchikaze as possible. When the Tsuchikaze saw all the children come in, he saw that all but one of them were wearing a Chunin vest. He then saw the Suna Hitayate and was surprised to see a Suna ninja in Konoha. They then figured out who it was. Hello, Kazekage. Tsuchikaze said, I had no idea you were in Konoha or even alive. How could you not know he was alive? What did you ask? The last thing I heard was he had been killed by the Akatsuki and had the Shukaku taken from him. Tsuchikaze told me. But we fought them and killed all but one of them. Naruto spoke up now. Gaki. The two Sannin yelled out loud. Naruto jerked as he thought about what he had just done. The Tsuchikaze hadn't even seen the boy because most of the adults were trying to hide him behind them. When the Tsuchikaze did see the boy, he gasped. The boy had fox ears and looked a lot like someone he knew. He was wearing a Chunin vest under a long white coat with flames on the bottom of it. What do you look like? You're too young to be Arashi, Tsuchikaze said. My name is Naruto Uzumaki Seigen. Sorry, Pops passed away 17 years ago, Naruto said in a sad tone. Pops, are you his child? That's not right. I had no idea that Arashi had a child or that he had died. What's going on? Questions from Tsuchikaze. For Seryoku's own good, Kakashi told him, calm down and tell us the last thing you remember before you woke up here in the hospital. I remember that in the middle of an old forest, the elders found a strange stone lion. That it was very powerful and that they knew how to give me that power. The elders made me take the power, even though I didn't want it, Tsuchikaze said. How were you forced? This time, Hinata asked. I think they were able to make some of the Iwa Anbus knock me out. When I woke up, I was in a dark room with candles all around me. Around the outside of the candles were the elders, and I was in the middle of the circle with the stone lion. I yelled at them to let me go, but it didn't help because I couldn't move. Finally, they stopped chanting. The statue turned black, and a lion with evil blood. Red eyes came out of the mist. After that, I passed out and woke up here, Tsuchikaze said. Gaara said, he was forced like a mother. He didn't have any say over what Jishi did, then? Gaara was asked by Naruto. No, he was like I was when I was still a monk. The monk poisoned both the Shukaku and my mind, making us only want to kill. Until you used the Gogo Fuin on him, he seems to have been the same, Gaara said. Could someone tell me what's going on? Tsuchikaze inquired. Though we can't say for sure, we believe that when the Iwa elders put Jishi, the lion spirit, inside you, he pretty much took over your mind and made you want power. Arashi's son Naruto killed both Orochimaru and Kabuto, and some of your Iwa. Nin saw it and heard them say whose son he was. The bad people went back to Iwa and told you. This made you go crazy because you thought you were the strongest person in the world. In order to kill Naruto and destroy our village, you worked with the Auto Nins that were still alive. Naruto and Gaara were able to hold you and Dairushimaru, the wolf demon you had teamed up with in the village, so that neither of you would get hurt, but during the fight, you let Jishi take full control of your body. Jishi and Dairushimaru knocked out the Shukaku, who is the Kazekage. Naruto, who is the Kyubi, then had to fight both of you. That's when these kids and Asuma called on Konoha's strongest summons. They were able to trap Jishi and Dairushimaru and seal Jishi away. The Tsuchikaze was shocked by all the information he had just been given. The boy next to Naruto, who looked like the Yondaime, held the Shukaku. Naruto was the son of the Kyubi and Arashi. So Iwa attacked Konoha, right? Tsuchikaze inquired. No, your men didn't even make it to the front gate, Jiraiya said with a smile. What? Tsuchikaze yelled. Hinata agreed, and Tsunade put her hand on her shoulder and said, yes, he's right. It's mostly because of this girl right here. Hinata blushed with shame when Tsunade did that. Hey, Hyuga? Questions from Tsuchikaze. It was a Hyuga. With one move, this girl was able to knock out all of your ninjas, and they are all fine. They might be a little wet for a while, but other than that, they're fine, Tsunade said. Alright, Hinata, Chan. That girl really did use the best attack you could, Naruto told her as he hugged her from behind. Hinata said with a red face, Naruto-kun, not now. Isn't Sasuke-kun so cute? She asked Sakura. Sasuke smiled at the two people next to him and said, huh. Don't just say one word, Sasuke-kun. Say something more. Sakura yelled at the boy. Sasuke said, I don't think we did too badly either. Was that really that bad? What did Sakura ask? Yes, it was, Sasuke said, giving Sakura a hug. Alright, enough you lovebirds can take it outside in a minute, but we need to finish this first. Tsunade stated. He told Hokage. Sama, sorry ba. Cha, sorry Hokage. Sama. Now, Tsuchikaze, we need to decide what to do. The elders of your clan believe Jishi is still in charge, and your ninjas see us as the enemy, Tsunade said. I'll take care of the older people when I get home. That's for sure something I need to get new. I think my ninjas will listen to me and stop attacking, Tsuchikaze said. Hey ba. Chan, how about a deal? Naruto said, that way, something like this can never happen again, and the Iwa elders won't be able to say anything when the Tsuchikaze gets back home. That's a great thought, buddy. When Tsunade Sama steps down, you'll be a good Hokage, Tsuchikaze told him. He will, of course. Sometimes Naruto looks so much like Arashi that it scares me, Tsunade said with a smile at Naruto. When Tsunade and the Tsuchikaze talked about the treaty and what should happen, Naruto was thrilled and said they were a lot alike. Naruto was even able to help a little. When they were done, Naruto told the Tsuchikaze what he did and how the seal worked. Jishi will no longer be able to take over your thoughts. I also made it work so that you can use both your chakra and Jishi's when you need to. But I want you to know that if you use too much of his chakra, the seal will break and he will be free again. Naruto said, if that happens, I can't promise you'll still be alive when I'm done with Jishi. What you said makes sense, my boy. If you want to, you can kill me. Tsuchikaze said, I don't want that demon to kill innocent people while it roams around in my body. Alright, well, let's get you out of here and have you meet with your ninjas, Tsuchikaze. San. Tsunade said that. Tsuchikaze said, that would be good. After that, everyone left the room and went to the front gate, where a makeshift hospital had been set up for all the hurt Iwa nins. Those who could stand did so when they saw the Tsuchikaze coming. Tsuchikaze. Sama, have they also caught you? An Iwa nin asked. No, I just made peace with Konoha. They have nothing to fear from us, and we have nothing to fear from them, Tsuchikaze told all of his ninjas with a smile. Someone once said, sir, you're back to your old self. Yes, with the son of the Yondaime's help. It's all right now, Tsuchikaze said. All of the Iwa nins were shocked by what he said. The boy they were sent here to kill had been able to save their leader from going crazy and then return him to normal. The ninjas all smiled at each other. Sir, should we go home now? Did another ninja ask? Yes, I need to talk to our elders about a few things. Please help me, but don't feel like you have to. Tsuchikaze said in a serious tone. As you can see, the elders have lost their minds. That's all they want these days. One of the ninjas said, if one of them showed weakness, they'd kill him right then. What did they do? Tsuchikaze was very angry. He walked up to the man and put his hand on him. The Tsuchikaze looked at him and calmed down. You could hear a huge amount of anger coming out of Naruto's calm voice as he said, we will help. That would be great, Tsuchikaze told the boy. Hokage. Sama, is it okay for my men to leave now? Yes, they've all been healed and can leave whenever you're ready to go. Tsunade informed him. Then we will leave and take care of some business back home, Hokage. Sama. Tsuchikaze stated. Naruto told Oba, I'm going to see her. Naruto, kid? Sorry, Hinata said, putting her arms around his neck. Listen up, Hinata. Chan. I need to go help them. The treaty will be good for both villages, and I think it's my duty to stop these people who hurt the Tsuchikaze. Naruto hugged her. Hinata said, I want to go with you. No, stay here and watch the house for now. Naruto said, I promise I'll be back in 2 weeks. Hinata only gave him a sad look. Naruto said, okay, look. He then made a bunch of hand seals, and Itazura showed up. Lord? She asked Itazura. Asahi, I want you to stay with Hinata-chan while I'm away for a couple of weeks to take care of some business in Iwagakure. You should bring it to me if she needs something or wants to send me something. Besides that, you should always stay with her and keep her company, got it? Naruto spoke up. They said, yes, my lord. Naruto said, okay, I'm going. Outside of Konoha's gates, Naruto, the Tsuchikaze, and the Iwa nins began to walk. The other Konoha ninjas watched as Naruto and the others disappeared into the forest. Do you think letting him go by himself was a good idea? Questioned Sasuke. This is what he needs to do. Jiraiya told Tsunade, if he can do this, he will definitely become the Rokudan. The two then walked toward the tower. The other ninjas left one by one, leaving only the Suna siblings, Guy's team, now number 8, and Chunin 9 still looking out the gate. They also left one by one, leaving only Hinata and Itazura. Itazura saw how worried his lady was by looking up at her face. My lady, you have nothing to be afraid of. She smiled at him and said, you know how strong he is. He'll be back in no time. I understand. Hinata said, I just feel lonely without him here. Naruto had left Konoha with the Tsuchikaze 2 weeks ago. He sent a fox to tell Tsunade and Hinata when he got to Iwagakure. It made everyone happy to get his message 4 days after he left. Every other day, Hinata had Itazura bring Naruto a letter, and he would write her back. She also stayed at the Seigan compound, which made her feel less lonely without him. Every day, her father and many of her friends would check on her to make sure she was okay and not alone. Itazura said, my lady, I'm back. Hiratsura, has he said anything about going home? Hinata asked with worry. I'm sorry my lady, he won't tell me anything. He just takes your letter and hands me his. Itazura stated. Itazura's news made Hinata sad. As soon as she got his first letter. The letter only told her that Iwagakure was really messed up because of the elders and that he might be there longer than he had planned. She had hoped that he would tell her everything that was going on. He never told her what was going on when she asked. He wasn't telling his fiancée, so she knew it had to be really bad. Plus, he had only sent information to Hinata so far, making Tsunade and Jiraiya very worried and angry at him. I said, Hinata. Tsunade. She said, Tsunade. Sama. Hinata wasn't surprised it was her. Jiraiya asked, any word? No, I'm sorry, he didn't tell me a lot, just it'll be a couple more days he thinks. Hinata said sad. The angry Tsunade said, I just wish he'd sent me something too. I mean, I do worry about him. Try to calm down, Jiraiya told her, I'm sure there's a good reason, Tsunade. There better be or I might change my decision on making him the next Hokage. The threat from Tsunade. Oh no, you wouldn't do that to me, would you? Asked a voice. Naruto came out of the forest wearing his white coat in his Kyubi form. He then changed into his Hanyu form and let his coat flow behind him. Naruto. Kun. Hinata yelled as she ran over to her fiancé. Naruto picked her up and spun her around a few times. He then put her back down and gave her a tight hug. Naruto said with joy, oh, how I've missed you. Yes, I've missed you too. Are you okay? Hinata asked as she stood back and looked him over. Even though he had a lot of tears in his clothes, she could tell he was tired from the trip home. Naruto smiled at her and said, I'm fine, just a little tired from the run back. Gaki. Tsunade yelled in a rage. He turned around and looked at the angry Hokage. When she looked into his eyes, she saw how sad he looked. She calmed down and chose what to do. Naruto, since you just got back, I'll let you rest. I want you in my office first thing tomorrow with a full report on what happened. According to Tsunade. Itazura followed Naruto as he said, Hi Hokage. Sama. What he just said shocked all three of them. It must have been really bad. Oh little bother, how I wish you could have stayed ignorant of the evil in the world forever. Tsunade said loudly. He's seen more of that than any one of us has ever seen or ever hoped to see, and he's strong, just give him some time to rest, Tsunade. Jiraiya stated. When Tsunade said, yes, the two Sannin left, leaving Hinata standing there by herself. Itazura had followed Naruto into the Seigan house. When she woke up, she ran into the house to find him, but she was sure she already knew where she was. Hinata thought about how quiet the Seigan house was as she walked through it. I now know for sure that he's at the shrine. Hinata believed. She saw Naruto talking to Itazura as she left the room and walked out into the garden. She couldn't hear what he was saying to the fox, but she could tell it was important because of the serious look on his face. The fox then gave Naruto a nod and blew its nose. "What is Naruto?" Hinata asked. Naruto smiled like a fox as he looked at her. Hinata frowned because she knew what he was doing. "Uzumaki Naruto, I don't like you pretending like nothing is wrong when I know better. You wouldn't tell me anything in the letter, and when I asked you'd change the subject," Hinata said firmly. Naruto began to cry and said, "I'm sorry, Hinata-chan. It was just so bad when we got there." Hinata went up to her fiancé and gave him a tight hug. It hurt her so much to see him like this. She thought he would be the happy boy she had always known. She thought Naruto had been crying and quiet for hours. When she looked down, she saw that he was asleep in her arms. She gave him a warm smile. Hinata told him in a low voice, "Rest, Naruto-kun. You don't have to tell me until you're ready." Naruto said in his sleep, "Thank you, Hinata-chan." That made Hinata smile, and she too began to drift off to sleep with Naruto. Hinata woke up and saw that she was in the master bedroom of the Seigen house. She asked out loud, "How did I get here?" "Oh good, you're up." When Naruto entered the room, "I woke up and we were outside by the shrine. I must have fallen asleep there." "I'm sorry, Hinata-chan, you should have woken me up." Hinata shook her head and said, "Naruto-kun, I could tell you needed to sleep. I guess you brought me in here." She then got out of bed and walked over to Naruto. "Yep, I tried to wake you, but you wouldn't wake up. So I decided to carry you to my room and let you at least sleep comfortable and not outside." According to Naruto. "But I was comfortable." Hinata was grumpy, "If I'm with you I'll always be comfortable." After giving her a hug and a smile, Naruto said, "Now I know why I missed you so much when I was gone. Naruto-kun, I won't force you to tell me what happened, but you will have to tell Tsunade-sama and the others tomorrow." "What are you going to do?" Hinata inquired. "I'll tell them what happened, but I'd like you to come with me. I don't know if I'd be able to tell everything without you to support me, Hinata-chan." Naruto said sorrowfully. "If you want me to go, then I'll go, Naruto-kun. I love you and can't stand to see you sad like this." Hinata told the boy. "It's late, Hinata-chan. I already called your father and told him what happened. He said it was alright for you stayed the night. He figured you weren't going to come home after he heard my voice." Naruto said with a smile. "After how I've seen you acted today, I'm not leaving your side until you return to normal." Hinata stated. "That Hinata-chan might be a while. After what I tell you guys tomorrow, we might all change." Naruto said with sadness. Hinata just looked at him with sadness in her eyes. "Let's go to bed, Naruto-kun. We have to get up early to go to the Hokage Tower," Hinata told Naruto as she led him to the bed. Naruto followed her into bed and said, "Yeah, I think that's a good idea." The girl said, "Good night, Naruto-kun." Naruto said, "Good night, my sweet Hinata-chan." They fell asleep while holding each other. The next morning, they got up around 8 a.m. and got ready to go to the Hokage Tower. Due to her 2-week stay at the Seigen compound, Hinata already had a change of clothes with her. "Ready, Naruto-kun?" Hinata asked with worry. What did Naruto say? "I guess I'll be okay, Naruto-kun. Nothing bad will happen," Hinata told the boy as she hugged him. Naruto did nothing but smile and nod at the girl. After that, they went to the Hokage Tower and saw a group of people waiting outside of her office for her. As they got closer, Naruto knew who they were. It was the 9 Chunin, their senseis, and some of Konoha's head clans. "Great, and here I thought it was just going to be you, me, Oba-chan, and Ero-sennin," Naruto stated. Hinata held his hand and squeezed it to show that she would always be there for him. Outside in the hallway, no one had seen or heard them, not even Naruto. Jin asked, "Who's going to go in and wake us up?" Naruto said with a smile, "I will." A few of the Chunin 9 yelled, "Naruto! You're back." Naruto put his fox ears over his head and said, "Of course, that might have done the trick too." At that moment, there was a loud crash inside, and Tsunade stomped to her door, very angry. "Oba-chan, I thought it was just going to be us?" Naruto stated. "Sorry little brother, but they all must know what happened." Tsunade stated, "Come in and be seated." When everyone got inside, they saw what the loud noise was. Jiraiya was clearly up to no good with Tsunade, and when the noise outside woke her up, he got hit in the way that one of her Junin guards would. Naruto laughed at the sight and said, "Well, at least he wasn't hit out of the window again." "Is this something that happens often?" Tenten asked. "Yes, every time someone tries to wake her up or when Arrow Sennin does something stupid, which is pretty much every day," Naruto told his teacher. Then everyone took their seats. Naruto and Hinata were in front, with Tsunade and a hurt Jiraiya beside them. "Hinata, please take a seat," Tsunade told her. "Tsunade. Sama, I asked her to be here with me and I want her to stay by me side for now," Naruto stated calmly. Tsunade said yes, she understood if it was as bad as she thought it was. Naruto had just spoken to the Hokage in a polite way for the first time in public, which shocked everyone in the room. He must have been going to tell them something bad if he did that. "Hokage. Sama, are we going to find out why we are all here?" Sume wanted to know. "I'm sorry, I forgot to tell the messenger." "Well, we are here to listen to Naruto's tale on what happened in Iwagakure, seeing as I have no idea because someone stopped writing me a week ago," Tsunade said, eyeing the youngster. Naruto didn't look up to meet her eyes, though. He had his head down, trying to figure out how to explain everything horrible that had happened with Iwagakure and the Tsuchikaze. "Naruto-kun? Naruto-kun?" Hinata asked, pulling the boy out of his thoughts. "Huh. Oh, I'm sorry, it's just a lot to tell and I'm not sure where to begin," Naruto said, sad. "Start at the beginning, dope." "What's so hard in that?" Sasuke asked. He was waiting for the usual yelling to come back at him, but it didn't. Naruto didn't say anything. "Sasuke-kun, I don't think it's a good time to be messing with Naruto. Whatever happened there must have been bad if he's like this," Sakura whispered to her partner. The other people in the room had never seen the blonde boy act like this before, and it scared them that the normally hyperactive boy was being quiet. "We need you to tell us what happened, Naruto, and I agree with Sasuke that the best place to start is at the beginning," Jiraiya said, looking at his pupil with worry. "Remember when Arashi was like this? His wife Reime was the only one who could get him to stop." But Jiraiya thought. Naruto said in a sad voice, "I guess you're right, Jiraiya Sensei." Again, everyone was shocked by what he said. She walked up to the boy and whispered something in his ear. He smiled, looked at her, and nodded. "Well, to start it took us 4 days to get to Iwagakure. The Tsuchikaze informed me it would normally only take 3, but with a number of the ninjas were still worn out from the fight it took us a day longer. When we arrived the village was in total chaos." Naruto began to explain. Hayashi asked Naruto, "What do you mean?" "The elders somehow had gotten wind of what had happened here in the ceiling of Jishi. They knew with the Tsuchikaze back to normal they'd be in big trouble, so they started to eradicate anyone in the village that was against them. Naruto had to stop when everyone yelled. When we arrived a lot of the village had been burnt to the ground. The only things left were the Tsuchikaze's tower, the hospital, and the ninjas' academy. All the shops, homes, apartments, everything else had been burnt to the ground." At this point, Naruto began to cry, and Hinata grabbed him to keep him from falling. Kakashi, who was standing, got 2 chairs and put them behind them so they could sit down. Going back. Tsuchikaze told them, "I want you all to stay hidden here until we come back." One Junin Iwa. Nin asked, "How will we know if it's really you, sir?" "Here," Naruto said and gave the man one of his kunais. "These are special kunais my father made. The Tsuchikaze and I will each have one with us. There is a jutsu on them, so that if someone were to take them from us and disguise themselves as one of us it'll glow orange. If that happens, throw the kunai on the ground in front of the imposer and he will be sealed in place until I return." The flashback stopped. "Naruto, I don't remember you father creating any kind of jutsu like that for his kunais," Kakashi stated. "He was working on it before he died, he never finished it. That month I was at the compound I figured out how to finish it. Though Dad didn't originally have the seal for a person on it. I thought it would be better if I added it." Naruto spoke about this. The Tsuchikaze and I headed towards the tower in the middle of what was left of Iwagakure. Naruto began once more. Flashback kept going. "Naruto, I want you to go around the village and see if you can find any survivors. We have a number of hidden areas even the elders don't know about. So many might have taken refuge there or in the nearby forest. I'm heading towards the tower to find the elders. According to Tsuchikaze. Nick said, I think I should go with you. No, I believe it'll be better if you stayed out here and looked for survivors. You are young and I don't wish to damage you mentally. Tsuchikaze made clear. Naruto spoke up, I think that happened when I saw this village in ruins, Seryoku. If the boy did what he was told, he would meet him in the tower, Seryoku said. He knew the boy would be stubborn. It was Naruto who said, yes, sir. He then disappeared in a flash of gold. Seryoku said, just like Arashi. Naruto then went to the edge of the village because he knew that was where Iwa would have hidden places for villagers and ninjas. After going outside, Naruto called up several foxes, such as Gatsukuzen, Taki, their twin boys Sakitan and Yuki, and other foxes as well. They added up to 10. Alright, listen up everyone. I want you to spread out and look for survivors. I know the smoke is messing with our scent of smell, but it can't be helped. So just do the best you can. If anyone finds a hidden door or passageway, see if you can enter, and if there are survivors, take them to the Iwa. Nin's hiding in the forest. Naruto told the group of foxes. No one was seen after they all said, yes, my lord. He then changed into Kyubi form to get a better look at the people. He could smell a lot of people in their fear. He went that way because it seemed to be coming from the academy. He went inside and found that the smell was coming from behind two big file cabinets in the principal's office. What was the smell coming from these two cabinets? Naruto asked. A little girl stuck her head out of one of the cabinets as it creaked open. She saw Naruto while he was still in his KY form. Kitsune. The girl yelled and hugged the boy. Kitsune. Sama, have you come to save us? Naruto asked. Yes, are there any adults with you? The little girl said, yes, everyone from the school is here, even the sensei and the principal. Naruto asked, then may I come in and talk to them? The girls checked the room to make sure no one else was there and then nodded. The girls said, my name is Tomo. It made Naruto laugh when she said her name. That you are, little one, I'm Naruto. Let me give you a lift, little Tomo. He put her on his back and picked her up with two of his tails. Tomo began to laugh because she was having so much fun. With his nose, Naruto was able to open the cabinets even more, and Tomo closed it after they were inside. Okay, Tomo, where should I go? Naruto asked. Go straight ahead, Naruto. Sama, Tomo told him. For a few minutes, Tomo and Naruto went straight ahead. I can see how all the school is in here. This passage goes on forever. He said Naruto. It's like that because father made it that way. Tomo smiled. He wanted everyone to be safe in case of an attack, so he made deep cave for us to hide in without the elders' knowledge. When Tomo thought about the elders, he shook. Tomo, who is you, father? He asked Naruto. The Tsuchikaze. I smiled. Tomo. Well, Tomo, let me tell you, your father is back and is going to take care of those nasty elder for you. Naruto told the girl with a smile. But father isn't well. Tomo said in a sad voice. His life is back to normal. Tomo, I made him better. He said Naruto. Finally, Naruto saw light coming through a crack. Here we are. It was Tomo. Tomo, what are you on? One of the sages asked. This is Naruto. Sama, my friend. He said that dad is better now that he's back. He left to take care of the old people. Tomo talked about. Tomo kitsunes can't talk, dear. The girl was told by the principal, I'm not a kitsune. I'm a Kyubi. Naruto spoke up now. All the adults went on guard with kunai and shuriken in their hands. Wow, I'm on your side. The Tsuchikaze told me to find dead people and bring them to the ninjas who are outside the village. Naruto spoke up. The head teacher asked, how can we believe you? Naruto changed into his Hanyu form. First, everyone saw his Hitayate. Konoha. Nin. Yandaime. One began to attack Naruto, the senseis said. He didn't do anything, just moved out of the way and let the man fall. Just so you know, my name is Naruto and I'm the son of the Yandaime. The lion demon was sealed in the Tsuchikaze, and now we're here to get rid of the elders. Naruto spoke up. Then he put out his hand for the sensei to grab and help the man get up. Please, I need you to follow me and I'll take you to where the Iwa Nins are currently waiting for us. Naruto begged them to listen. Ma'am? The teacher looked at the headmaster. She said yes, and everyone followed Naruto into the woods, where the waiting ninjas were glad to see people who were still alive. After a short time, Naruto's foxes showed up, followed by children and villagers. Good, I can't smell anyone else next to the people in the tower. I'm going that way now. Please stay here and watch over the Iwa. Nin and the villagers. He tells the foxes what to do. All of them nodded and walked around the group. Naruto. Sama. Tomo yelled at him and ran toward him. Tomo, I have to go and help your father, I'll be back in a little bit. He said Naruto. Tomo smiled and gave the boy a hug. Naruto changed forms again and ran quickly to the tower. As soon as Naruto walked through the front doors, he could smell a lot of blood. There were old and new smells. So the smell wouldn't be so strong for him, he changed into his Hanyu form. This is Seryoku. I really hope this isn't your blood. I don't wish to tell Tomo that you died on me. He thought as he ran up the stairs. When he got to the second floor, he saw that a big door was open inside. What Naruto saw scared him to death. There were 3 bodies in the middle of the room. He saw that the bodies were those of 3 men as he got closer. They performed seppuku. He said Naruto. The flashback stopped. They did what? The things Naruto had just told them made Tsunade scream in horror. Yeah, the 3 I found in the room had been dead for a number of day 3 at the most, so that's where the smell of old blood was coming from. Naruto said, feeling down. How did you know? Kiba questioned. Because they had done everything by the book, in white, with a small sword, and everything, they did seppuku. The 3rd person had just cut himself in the stomach, so their head was cut off. Naruto said, hissing at the picture that had just come into his mind. Hinata squeezing his hand again made him feel better. When I was done, I went to the 3rd floor and to the Tsuchike's office. Back to flashback. He quickly went up the stairs, leaving the scene he had just found behind. It's possible that Seryoku was right and I shouldn't have come. Naruto believed. Aha. He let out a scream. There seemed to be more than one person there. I hope Seryoku hasn't let Jishi go, but if he did, I wouldn't blame him. He said Naruto. Naruto walked into the office and saw 3 old men huddled together in the corner, crazy with fear. The Tsuchikaze was with its back to the room and was surrounded by black chakra. It looked wild. Seryoku. I screamed Naruto. The Tsuchikaze tuned up and looked at the kid. Naruto could see in his eyes how much the elders had hurt him by what they did to the village. The old people were so scared that they didn't even move when Naruto spoke to them. I said get up or I'll kill you myself. Naruto yelled in anger. The elders who were still there looked at the boy and saw the tails wagging angrily behind him. Oh Kami, he brought the Kyubi with him too. Elder said. Get up now or you all will die. Naruto yelled as his nails turned into claws. The 3 scared adults got up and walked over to where the boy was. After that, Naruto tied their hands behind their backs. After that, he looked at the Tsuchikaze, who was watching from the middle of the room as his chakra kept going down. Naruto, everyone's gone, they told me. Seryoku said as he fell to the ground and began to cry. Naruto got down on his knees next to him and said, no, they're not there. They're with your ninjas right now. A few of them are hurt, but most of them are fine. The Tsuchikaze were shocked and looked up at the boy. Let's go there with these liars. I'm sure your ninjas would like to talk to them alone. Naruto said with a smirk at the 3 men. Yes, let's go. Seryoku said this and got up to walk back to where the ninjas were hiding. She ran up to Naruto when she saw the men coming. Naruto. Sama, you're back. Tomo said while hugging him. Naruto gave the elders to 2 Iwa. Nins, who looked older, then grabbed the girl and gave her a hug. I told you I'd be back and look who I brought you. He then turned the girl to look at her father. Daddy. Tomo yelled. Tomo? Tomo. Question from Seryoku. The Tsuchikaze grabbed the girl by the arms and hugged her very hard. Oh, my sweet Tomo, I believed I had misplaced you. He said Seryoku. No, Dad, the school tunnels you built helped us all hide when the adults came to attack. Everyone was safe because they didn't know about it. Like you said, Dad. Tomo said with joy. The Tsuchikaze just gave the girl a hug and was glad she was safe. Sir, what do you want us to do with them? The Tsuchikaze was asked by one of the older ones. If the caves are still usable, put them in there until I'm ready for them. Tsuchikaze yelled in anger. Yes, sir. The ninjas said, and some of them took the man off. What are the caves, and is it a good idea to let that many ninjas go with them? They could kill them? He asked Naruto. Some of the most important places where we question enemy ninjas are the caves. They are dark and have a lot of bad things in them. But those men know not to kill them until I'm ready to punish them myself. They may rile them up a bit. What Saryoku said. So how about we start to rebuild? Naruto said with joy. End the flashback. That's why I stayed there for so long. I helped them rebuild Iwagakure and search for new elders for Saryoku. I also helped with the elders' trial. Naruto was done talking. Everyone in the room was shocked by what went down at Iwa. Naruto, what did they do to the elder? He asked Inoichi. They were kept in the caves for a week with Kutsu and enjoyed his company. Naruto said with a smile at the thought. Who's Kutsu? Did Choji ask? The highly skilled interrogator and torture expert in Iwa. It said Ibiki. Yeah, he said him and Ibiki were well known in every ninja village. He said Naruto. He's well known, yes. I can't believe you're still alive to talk about meeting him. Tsunade spoke up. He really likes ramen. I guess you could say he found a friend in me. Naruto said with a shrug. The adults just shook their heads in shock at how many people Naruto could meet and become friends with. What happened after the week, Naruto? I asked Neji. The village put the elders who were still alive to the test. Half of the people in the village wanted to kill them, while the other half wanted to leave them to rot in the caves. He said Naruto. So what did Saryoku do? Kakashi inquired. Decided on both, he said Naruto. Both? Everyone replied. Yeah, they'll spend a year in the cave for each villager or ninja that they killed, and then when that's up they'll be killed and removed from the earth. He said in a stern voice. What does that mean? Ino inquired. That only the grown-ups here would know about. Ninjas call these people who dishonor their village. That's all I have to say, he said Naruto. So you know? It asked Shikamaru. He hung his head and said, yeah, I know, but I'm not going to tell you guys. You'll have to check it out for yourself. The adults frowned because they knew the boy would know what to do when it was time for the adults to leave. How long did they have in the cave? Toshiko asked. Let's check it out. They killed 3 villagers and 2 ninjas, and then they counted the 3 elders who did seppuku. That means they have 8 years left before they die. Without much emotion, Naruto said, that's it, Oba-chan. That's what happened. Okay, I'll have the forms ready for you to fill out tomorrow. This mission is what I call an S-ranked mission. Today is your day off again, and I want you to do nothing but rest and relax. Do you understand, little brother? He heard Tsunade say it. Hi Oba-chan. Naruto said with a smile. He felt better after telling everyone what had happened. It was as if a huge weight had been lifted off his shoulders. Come on Naruto. Kun, let's head home. What Hinata said. Which one? Naruto told the girl with a smile. She asked, mine. Naruto, before you leave I want to know what Hinata said to you before that made you so happy? Tsunade asked with a smile. Naruto rolled his eyes and scratched the back of his head in shame. Go ahead, Gaki. What does the love of your life have planned for you? Jiraiya asked, is laughing perverted? Naruto looked at his sensei with a frown. Dear Arrow. Senin, you're gross. She just told me she would make me some homemade ramen. Naruto said with a smile to Hinata. Is that it, little brother? Tsunade asked her in a suspicious way. That's right, Oba-chan. We are leaving. All of you are making me feel weird. He said this and then left the room. Going back. If I make you some ramen, Naruto. Kun, we can go on our moon ride again. Please tell them what took place. Hinata told the boy in a whisper. Backwards look. As everyone else left, Sasuke and Sakura stopped them. Hey dope, if you ever want to spar you know where I am. Sasuke spoke up. Yes, but you need to wait in line. Lee asked first, and I still haven't spared with him. You'll have to wait again if Gaara shows up. Naruto answered. Are you trying to wiggle out of a fight with Sasuke? Kun? Toshiko asked. No, I'm just stating the obvious. Also, if the three of us are going after Itachi, we need to find a way to permanently beat him. He said Naruto. Right. When Sasuke and Sakura said it together. Well, I'll say you guys later. Naruto said as he and Hinata left to go back to the Hyuga compound. The boy just smiled and walked with Hinata all the way home while she hugged his arm. The Hokage was outside, looking at the monument, while he waited for some important people to arrive. The Hokage then chose to think about what had happened in the past 10 years. Going back. After 4 years, the event with the Tsuchikaze and Dairushimaru was over. Everyone was getting along well. As Sakura turned 20. One earlier that year, Sasuke and she got married. As of right now, Sasuke, Sakura, and Naruto, who were now known as the Neo Sannin, were after Itachi. Late August came around, and they were in a small village on the edge of Kumo. The people there told them that the man they knew as Itachi was blind and lived alone in the middle of the woods. When they got there, the four of them talked. So brother, I'm sure you find this rather amusing. Me being almost blind and all. Itachi stated. Sasuke told his older brother, maybe this is Kami's way of punishing you for what you did to our family. No, there is no Kami. There is only darkness and light, and some people live on the edge of one or go too far into the other, Itachi said with a smile, pointing to where he heard his brother's voice. I think you would understand that little brother better than anyone else. The man was about to attack Sasuke, but Sakura grabbed his arm and stopped him. He saw tears in her eyes as she looked up at him and just shook her head. She said in a whisper, don't. Hump, you aren't even worth my time, Itachi. You're not a challenge anymore. Sasuke stated. Not a challenge. Itachi screamed, angry that his brother was making fun of him. The man could see normally when he used his Mangekyo Sharingan, even though he was blind. I warned Sakuya to be careful. Itachi stepped forward with fire in his eyes. Senajashuu, Sasuke said, putting out his arms. Itachi was thrown into a tree behind Sasuke and tied there by a bunch of snakes that flew out of his sleeves. Itachi lost focus because of the force and gave up to Mangekyo Sharingan. I suggest brother you calm down before I do something I regret. Sasuke said that. Oh, I thought you were going to kill me, little brother, Itachi laughed. No, I decided that would be too good for you. We're taking you back to Konoha, so you can be tried for the murders of the entire Uchiha clan along with crimes you performed being a missing. Nin. Sasuke stated. Itachi squirmed in the snake ropes and said, like you three weaklings could take me back there. Naruto then said, I guess you haven't heard then, Itachi. Itachi asked, hear what, fox brat? He still didn't know about the merger. That we are the new Sannin. In Konoha we are known as the Neo Sannin, and I'm not just a fox brat anymore, I'm a Kyubi brat. Naruto said with a grin. Itachi yelled, what? They brought me back to Konoha and away from Orochimaru. Naruto had to merge with Kyubi to do this and is now the new Kyubi Demon Lord. Since I was taught by Orochimaru, Sakura by Tsunade and Naruto by Jiraiya. We have now taken their places as the new generation of Sannin. Sasuke told him, Sakura. Sakura gave the man in chains a nod and walked toward him. Itachi yelled, don't you dare touch me, you bitch. He said with wide eyes, Oh, now he's done it. She yelled, what did you call me? Naruto said, inner Sakura, as he rolled his eyes at what was about to happen to Itachi. Sakura was supposed to use a sleep jutsu on Itachi to knock him out, but she chose to just hit him hard instead. Sasuke tried to calm the angry women down by saying, Sakura, honey, I think you went too far. Sasuke, he called me a. Sakura said, but she started to cry. Sasuke walked up to his now wife, gave her a hug, and tried to calm her down. Sakura, calm down, Sasuke told her, don't worry, it's okay. Naruto knew he shouldn't get involved, so he went about his work of calling up Gamabunta and the lump that was Itachi a minute ago. Nairo said, hey boss. The king asked Gaki, what's up? Naruto asked the frog, can you take us home? And Gamabunta said, sure kid, no problem, climb on. Naruto climbed up on Gamabunta and put Itachi on top of him. He told the frog, be right back, boss. He went back to where Sasuke and Sakura were. Sakura was asleep in Sasuke's arms. Is she okay? Naruto asked, worried about his friend. Sasuke smiled at the girl and said, yeah, she's just tired of it being hard on her right now. Naruto looked at her and said, I still think she shouldn't have come with us. What if something bad had happened? Sasuke said, we would have kept them safe. Yeah, you know it, but I still don't think it was a good idea bringing her along if she's pregnant, even if it's just 3 months, Sasuke. Naruto stated. As the three of them climbed on top of Gamabunda, Sasuke said, I know. Let's just get her and the traitor home. They took Itachi from the Neo Sannin once they got back to Konoha. Sakura was still asleep when Sasuke took her home to rest some more. She had a mental breakdown hours before. She was put on their bed at the estates, and he sat next to it until she woke up. He waited not long. Sasuke? Sakura asked, feeling sleepy. Sasuke said, yeah. Are we home? She asked as she looked around. Yeah, you fell asleep and we rode back on Gamabunta. The Anbu took Itachi and are guarding him till the trial. I was worried about you. Will you please just work at the hospital from now on? At least until you have the child. Sasuke was happy. She could tell her husband was worried by the look in his eyes. He wasn't the most emotional person, but he did have his moments. But she could tell anything just by looking into his eyes. Alright, Sasuke. Kun, I'll ask Tsunade Sensei tomorrow if I can work in the hospital from now on and be taken off of active duty. At least until the baby comes. Sakura told him. Sasuke felt better and thanked the woman by giving her a hug. 2 days after that, the trial for Uchiha Itachi, the missing ninja and murderer, began. Since the day was over, Sasuke told Sakura to stay home and rest. Sakura had agreed, but not gladly. One of the ambassadors from each village read out loud the horrible things the Hokage had done in each place. Konoha was read last because it was his home village. We have read the crime Uchiha Itachi has done on villages outside of ours, now we will hear from the Hokage of his charges here. A ninja said. Uchiha Itachi, you are charged in Konoha with becoming a missing nin and murdering hundreds of innocent people outside of our gate. As if that wasn't bad enough, you decided to prove your worth by killing your entire clan save for your younger brother, so he could later come and kill you. Not only did you kill the Uchiha clan, you also killed the Konoha police force and made your brother witness their murders over and over when he was 12 using the Mangekyo Sharingan. For all of these crimes upon our village and the other villages in our world, we are now to pass judgment on you. According to Tsunade, Itachi said, no matter what you do to me, it will not hurt me. Sasuke said, I bet you think we're going to kill you, brother. For all the crimes I've committed. I have no doubt you will. Itachi stated. Naruto told the man with the smirk, don't get your hopes up, jerk. Future Rokudame Uzumaki Seigan Naruto, you were to announce the council's decision. Tsunade stated. Naruto took out the scroll he was holding and began reading all of Itachi's charges. After each one, he would write, guilty. Then he got to the end. We the council decide death is too good for a creature such as this, and to allow him to die quickly wouldn't do the victims any justice. We have decided to put Uchiha Itachi in Konoha's maximum security prison and have him rot there and die of old age. We also decided to the Anbu watch him 24/7 so he does not try to commit suicide in his cell to end his sentence early. Naruto ended up. Naruto and Sasuke laughed at what Itachi said. But Itachi was really angry. You can't do this. This had to be one of the Fox Brat's jokes. You have to kill me. I've killed Hundereds and you're going to let me live the rest of my life out. Itachi cried out. He was talking too much, so Naruto crossed the room and punched him in the face to stop. Naruto was angry and said, Itachi, you don't even deserve to have the Uchiha name. I think you're right about that, Naruto, Sasuke said behind him, pointing to a book he had brought in before the trail began. This is a book of every Uchiha born into the family. As the last honorable member of this clan, I am now head and can do whatever I want with this book. Then Sasuke pulled out a pen that was written in kanji. This pen has been in the family since the Uchiha clan was first created. It has a jutsu on it that allows the head to add or remove any Uchiha from the family. So far it has only been used once to purge an unworthy man of his heritage. I, Uchiha Sasuke, will now use it to purge the traitor Itachi. Sasuke stated. After that, he moved the pen to Itachi's name and crossed out the Uchiha. After that, the book turned blue, and Itachi's name was gone. From henceforth this man is known only as Itachi, and I along with my wife Sakura are the only Uchihas in Konoha. For now at least. Sasuke told us. Itachi couldn't believe what his brother did. He was shocked that he would do that. They had done nothing wrong, but what Sasuke did just now was much worse than being killed. That was it, he was no longer Uchiha. From now on, people would only know him as a missing nin and a prisoner. They were 25 years old now and had decided they were ready to get married. Even though it was the picking of the future Hokage. Naruto and Hinata chose to have it only with their friends, which included everyone at the Seigan housewarming party and a few more. Naruto had Sasuke, Shikamaru, Choji, and Neji with him as his best men. Her maids of honor were Sakura, Temari, Ino, and Tenten. This was done so the girls wouldn't walk with someone who wasn't their boyfriend or wife. They were in front, keeping an eye on Mirai, Sasuke and Sakura's 4-year-old son. He was taking it easy while watching his parents help with the wedding of their best friend. Because Jiraiya thought it was a good time to start writing notes for his new book, Icha Icha Weddings, Tsunade had to stop marrying them. The ceremony went on as planned after Jiraiya was sent to Suna through Tsunade's fist. The two were then married. Haruhi and Naruto told Mirai he could cut the cake at the party because he had been so good. Mirai, Naruto. Oji-san, can I cut the cake now? Naruto turned his attention to the boy, who was jumping around quite happily. Naruto laughed at what he was doing. Naruto asked the boy, Mirai, how many times have I told you to just call me Naruto or Oji-san and not both? The girl said, but Papa will get mad if I do that. Naruto walked over to Sasuke and said, I'll take care of Mr. Grumpy Butt. You go handle the cake. When the boy pulled out 6 shurikens, Sasuke and Sakura were shocked because they thought Naruto and Hinata had told Mirai to cut the cake. The parents let out a gasp. The shurikens were thrown at the cake by Mirai as she jumped into the air. The two of them yelled, Mirai no. Everyone turned around to see what Mirai had done when she screamed. They saw him finish his spin and land with a big smile on his face. He threw shurikens, which are now stuck in the wall behind the cake and have icing on the tips of them. Sakura told the boy in a harsh voice, Uchiha Mirai, what do you think you were doing? Sasuke said, I'm taking those away from you. Oi, will you two quit it? We told him he could cut the cake. Naruto said, ending the talk the two were giving their kid, we didn't have time to tell you and that was why I was coming over to see you, but you freaked out. You two need to chill. I know Sakura's pregnant with your next child, but being hard on the one you have isn't helping. As they looked at each other, they were both upset. They then looked down at Mirai, who was very interested in the floor. Sakura knelt down next to her son and said, Mirai, we're sorry we yelled at you. We didn't know Hinata and Naruto had given you permission to cut the cake. Sasuke took the kid in his arms and held him up. Mirai laughed and smiled. He knew his dad didn't like it when people said sorry, but he knew this was his way of saying it. Come on kiddo, let's grab some cake and then you're spending the night with Shizune. Sasuke said this. Maria now said, but I want to stay with you too. We're going to be up later than your bedtime and you have to practice in the morning. Sasuke stated. I whined, but Papa. I swear I'm not letting you stay with Naruto anymore. His habits are rubbing off on you, Sasuke stated. Later that night, they came back without Mirai. As they walked in, everyone began to say that they had never thought the two would get married. Konkaru said, I thought you two would never get married. Hey, it hasn't been that long. Only 9 years, we were wanting to wait until it was alright. Naruto stated. Gaara asked, okay with who? They saw Hiashi and turned to look at him. The new couple looked at Hiashi and he waved to them. Oh, so it was Hinata's dad that was holding you guys up. Shoji said that. Well, father said he wanted us to have a little bit more time together before we officially made the date, so he asked us to wait until Naruto-kun was 25. According to Hinata. So, Temari asked, why then? Naruto said with sadness, that's how old I was when dad met mom. No, Temari said, sorry. Naruto turned his head away. No apologies necessary, Temari. You didn't know. Kyubi asked, what are you two going to do now? Yes, are you still going to live at the Hyuga estate, Naruto? Question from Sakura. He said, no, we're moving into the Seigan estates. Yes, I like it there and with the waterfall and shrine it's nice. Hinata said. And it becoming a sanctuary for Kituns has nothing to do with it? Sasuke asked with a smirk. Everyone now knew that both Hinata and Naruto had a soft spot for kitsunes. When a sick or injured one was found in the village, the villagers would bring it to either of them, and they would take it to the compound, treat it, and let it go. Foxes, on the other hand, never went back home and always stayed on the estates. No one knew why. Naruto said, "You know, we didn't mean for it to turn out that way." Shono asked, "Have you talked to the others about it?" "You mean Gatsu, Taki, and Itazura?" "Yeah, they said it's probably because I'm the Kyubi and they see me as their leader." According to Naruto. Neji asked, "So what are you going to do?" Naruto looked at the man and said, "If they let me, I'll use them in battle." "Thanks for your help with that, Kiba." The Kiba asked, "Me?" "Your family raises the dogs to help you fight. If you and your family show me how you do that, I'll have my family train with the kitsunes and use them like that." Naruto said that. Tsunade spoke from behind the group, "That's a great idea, Gaki." Naruto looked at Oba Chan and said, "I thought you had left. Now why'd I do that and miss out on all the wonderful varieties of sake Hiyashi provided us?" Tsunade was smiling. Naruto asked Oba Chan, "You never changed, do you?" "Little brother, I'll change my ways when you stop calling me Oba Chan," Tsunade said. "That's about as likely as Arrow Sennin giving up writing those books of his." Naruto said that. "When we talk about that, wasn't he taking notes at your wedding?" Lee inquired. "Was it him? What happened between Tsunade and Jiraiya?" Naruto asked, shocked that he hadn't even noticed. He was so happy. He gave Hinata the pad and said, "Yes, but don't worry, I got the book." She opened the pad, turned red, and quickly closed it again. "What is it, Hinata Chan?" he asked and took the pad from his wife. He quickly closed it after seeing what his sensei had been writing and drawing. His hand began to glow red. The pad caught fire when Naruto said, "Kitsune High. Why did you do that?" Kankuro asked. "When Arrow Sennin comes back, I'll kill him." Naruto yelled in anger. Tsunade knew what was in the pad and laughed at the man's anger. "Little brother, you'll have to wait in line. I need to finish I began at your wedding," Tsunade said. A year later, Naruto was made Rokudame of Konoha, and that same day, he and Gaara found out they were going to have their first child. The villagers, as well as the Kazekage and his family, were at the ceremonies, and Naruto was glad to see that Gaara had finally found someone who loved him, even with the Shukaku. What surprised him the most was that the girl loved him so much because of all the pain he had been through as a child and being able to become a man. Tsunade said, I present the Rokudame Uzumaki Seiga Naruto and his wife Uzumaki Hyuga Hinata." The two stepped forward. After the ceremony, Naruto's friends got together at the estates to talk. He waved at the village and smiled the most genuine smile he had ever had. "Are you going to introduce us, Gaara? What is that woman doing with Gaara? She's holding a boy in her small hand." The boy looked like a copy of Gaara, but he was a child and didn't have a tattoo on his forehead. "Yes, this is my wife Anuki and son Aiki," Gaara said. Gaara said to Anuki, "This is Naruto and Hinata." Anuki gave them a nod and said, "Thank you, Naruto. Gaara would still be upset without you. Say hello to Aiki." And Aiki said, "Wow." Naruto did nothing but tickle the boy's hair and laugh at what Anuki said. The family got up and went to talk to some of their other friends. "So cool. What are you going to do now?" Sasuke asked as he hit Naruto in the back. "Sasuke, how many times? Oh, I give up." Naruto stated, "I'll run this village, what else am I supposed to do?" "Do you want me to make a suggestion?" Sasuke. Naruto smiled at Sasuke and said, "I'm up for those, especially from a man I consider my brother." Says Sasuke, "Remake the police squad." But Sasuke, the team was made up of all Uchiha. Now there's just you, Sakura, Mirai, and that little Kuro. "How do I do that?" He said, "The Konoha police squad was like a family." Neji walked up to them and said, "We'll help." Although Naruto scratched the bottom of his chin in thought, he said, "Yes, that will work. I'll also add the interrogators to your group. Ibiki can then help you." "What's going on between you and Ibiki?" she asked Sakura. "Oh, he wants to leave the interrogation squad. He can do it this way, and he can also teach others how to do it well. He won't have to do a dangerous job outside the village, and he can go see his little brother," Naruto replied. "You thought that out long before we suggested it, didn't you?" Sasuke said that. Naruto replied, maybe. You two come see me tomorrow, and we'll do all the work. I still consider the Konoha police to be Uchihas, even though we haven't had any in 18 years, so Sasuke, you'll be in charge. Neji, you're second in command. We'll figure it out tomorrow. After the discussion was over, the party went on late into the night. When the last guest left, Hinata and Naruto went to bed. While they were asleep, Naruto thought about their soon to be born child. The Naruto said, "Hey Hinata. Chan." Hinata replied, "Yes." He said, "I was thinking about the baby." "Hey," Hinata said, "Yes. What are we going to call it? Do you want to? What do you want to call it?" she asked. He sat down and looked at her. Naruto was shocked and asked, "You mean you'd let me name our child?" "Of course I'd let you name the baby," Hinata said with a laugh. She smiled at him and said, "It's our baby, not just mine." "Well, if it's a boy, I'd like to name it Arashi after my dad, is that okay?" Naruto spoke up. "That's cool, Naruto-kun. It would be an honor to have a son named after your dad." "How about the girl?" she told Hinata. "What do you mean? I didn't know your mom well, and most of the people I talked to remember her in a vague way." "Even though I love her," Naruto said, "everyone knew my dad so well that I feel like I grew up with him next to me now." "Well, I wouldn't mind naming the girl after your mother, but if you want I can name her if it's a girl," Hinata stated. Hinata said, "That's a great idea. If it's a girl, you name her, and if it's a boy, I'll name her." Naruto asked, "What will you name her?" She said, "Hana. Name of your mom." Naruto said, "I like it." She smiled and said, "Yes, and when we have to switch to the next one, we'll do that." Next. Naruto was shocked to hear this. "You mean you don't mind having another one?" "No, I'd like to have 3 if that's alright with you," Hinata replied. Naruto moved toward his wife and gave her a big hug because he was so happy about what she had just said. Naruto kissed his wife and said, "You're the best, Hinata. Chan." End the flashback. A man and a woman walked up behind the Hokage, who was standing outside with a baby in her arms. The baby was sound asleep and would stay that way. The Junin said, "Hokage Sama, she's here." The Hokage said, "Thank you, Shikamaru." He turned around to see his wife and son. He looked down at the 9-month-old boy. The boy had his father's blonde hair and, for some reason, his father's whisker marks. He had 2 fox ears sticking out of his head and a tail. If he opened his eyes, they would be solid shades like his mother's. "How's he doing, my love? What did the kiss tell you?" he asked Naruto. Naruto was afraid that when she had the boy, he would be labeled a demon like he had been as a child. Other villages might fear the man, even though most of them loved the Rokudan. Some were still afraid to let him into their villages because of what he was. Also, he could only look normal when he used a henge. He was either in his Hanyu form, which he did most of the time, or his Kyubi form. It was Hinata who said, "He's a Hanyu." But everything was fine. "Will something go wrong?" he asked Naruto. "No, Taki and Gatsukuzan said he'll be as strong as you and he'll be able to control his appearance, so he can look human if he wishes," Hinata told him. Naruto now let out a breath he didn't even know he had been holding. The baby boy woke up when he saw his father standing in front of him and holding out his hands. The boy said, "Da." Naruto laughed and took the boy from his wife's arms. Naruto said, "Hello, my little Arashi. Did you sleep well?" As Arashi laughed at his dad, he looked out at the village with him. Naruto looked out at the Hokage monument and said, "One day, when you are old enough, you will know why we protect this village so hard and why you were named Arashi." Staring back at him were the faces of past Hokages of Konoha, who all looked the same. Then the current Hokage smiled back with his famous fox smile.
So that's it for today. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe to the channel for more awesome stories like this. Thank you. See you all in my next video.